just gonna do a thing, and then I'm gonna say yo. Minor yo.
I admit I half-assed that a little bit.
No, that's fair. I mean, we're half-staffed too, so I figured we're going to talk a little bit of industry for a bit and just relax, hang out, you know. And then, if the rest of the people arrive, we can do cool stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
I could take a moment to haphazardly, shamelessly, if you will, plug the thing that had happened last week, because we had
Heck
a big
yeah.
thing happen last week.
It's amazing.
A Kobold story finally released its first episode.
Let's go.
And,
Quite literally, everybody who is watching this is going to be interested in it. Go watch it. It's on.
Yeah, it is a full audio drama. It is a comedy, and it is all about kobolds doing kobold things. It's been up for a week, and we've had about around 350 downloads on the podcast. But it is on YouTube and wherever you want to watch it. If you just go to maguselgar.com/clutch. That's maguselgar.com/CLUTCH, or you could just look up Clutch on YouTube or something, and you can find it pretty quickly. We've got a star-studded cast. We've got LRBJ as Book the Booker. We've got Joanna Christina as Nom. Bradley Gareth as Gaugenvor the Crimson, Lindsay Rousseau as our villain Krillius Spineshatter, and Michael Kovac as Strap the Trapper, our main red kobold.
And you as audio director.
I directed, wrote it, sound designed it, made screaming noises at certain points.
Like recording, or because of recording, or...
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we're recording. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Let me adjust your volume because...
Oh yeah. Also, tomorrow I'm doing a live. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a live stream with the Lackadaisy crew because
nice.
we hit 1 million subscribers.
All right.
Very nice.
Which is really awesome. I'm really happy for them. Oh no! I have an update for Tabletop Simulator. Oh, it's 64 bytes.
Yeah, 64 bytes, I saw.
No,
So-
Jade, you don't get it. My hard drive is a capacitor. No.
Oh, is that what was going wrong? That's fair.
No.
I once had
No,
a
what's
friend
going
buy-
wrong is the tabletop sim just started chewing all my RAM. I don't know why.
Reminder to
I have
everybody
heard-
who makes content to record in MKV and then convert to other formats. Because if your hard drive fills up...
converted to an AVI for all your videos.
Jade,
Hi.
I will die, Bryce. Use that heathen fucking file format. Oh,
Well, so much for
Come on.
monetization.
damn it!
Hey, it's okay.
I minute to go.
I don't expect it on these streams anyways at this point.
You had a minute to go.
Hey, I have been really good. The last few.
The last 5 minutes, you were fantastic up until then.
Hey, I was good in the last stream too. I didn't say a single bad word in the last one.
But no, see, MKV files are stream format files. You can't edit with them, which is unfortunate because they are only they're made to be read front to back as opposed to be able to to scrub and find around. So you have to convert it before editing. But you don't need a closer on the file, and you don't need you don't need a closer on the file, and you don't need the file to end in any way. Like you can just hard stop because your computer crashed. You lose no data. I actually had my hard drive fill, as in my hard drive literally filled to capacity, and computer crashed. I loaded it up, deleted a few things, and right up to the second my computer crashed, No footage lost.
Neat.
Like, if you can afford to do that with re-encoding it once or twice, like one extra time, that is, it was well worth it.
Does lower your end result a tiny bit in quality. That's the main reason
Yeah.
I don't do it.
Mm-hmm. But when you're recording something that you can't really record a second time, that minor dip becomes worth it, right? Especially if you're recording like live. Like if I was recording a scripted thing, then no, I wouldn't touch that because the quality. But if I'm recording, live reactions, you only get your true live reaction once, right?
Yeah. That's fair.
Without having to, react, I was gonna say react, but like that doesn't sound right because you're not reacting.
I mean, you say
anyways.
that, but you see, there's some things that you can react to for the first time multiple times. Namely, what happened to me today, and it's why I got spicy off the bat. So while I was out on my wheelchair with my scooter, a thing happened for a second time. I was going along, and I look down, and I'm like, hey, why does it feel like I'm listening to one side? Why is there a wheelchair wheel like just going in front of me about 20 feet? Oh no. Bolt flew off.
Oh,
As I was going, yeah.
that
was
seems
fun.
important. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
It
got
seems
the
slightly important.
yeah, I got the wheel back, but like I don't know where the bolt and screw are. I don't know.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna pin
So-
this.
But I have endeavored my Chinese New Year's resolution. Swear less on stream, I promise.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's hard. Look, if you was from where I was from, you'd be dead.
You almost cursed again.
Yeah, but I didn't, see?
Also, you made a TF2 reference when GD wasn't here. That doesn't even seem fair.
Yeah, see, because GD's not here, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Any response,
It's
Magus?
always
You,
summon
text him or something?
GD.
Oh.
Just make TF2 references until they show up.
No, that makes sense. Actually, that makes sense. Did they respond, Magus? Did you text him or something?
He hasn't responded. No, he might be asleep.
So, how would we like to proceed? Because
Well,
we could.
have we ever done a thing where one of us wasn't here and we went along anyway? Because I believe we have done that once.
We did that once when Liv had to leave before the middle of a session, but but that was mostly wrapping up the current plot line rather than starting a new one. That's where my hesitation comes from. We certainly can if everyone's okay with it. They're gonna feel really guilty later, but as the French say, c'est la vie.
I thought it was C'est la vie.
It is.
Jade,
I'm
currently...
just making my French audience very angry right now. That's all.
You're making your English audience respect my enemies, again. There's an ICBM directly aimed at your house right now.
Not another one.
It's coming out from under the Eiffel Tower, like that Simpsons episode. Like, you please tell me.
I will buy him a tiny amount of time with a little bit of a factoid that I kind of discovered on the side while I was doing my work for Clutch. So one of the things that I promised my Kickstarter backers was that I was going to make a character sheet for each of the kobolds, so that people could play as them if they wanted to.
Yeah.
As well as make like a unique kobold race so that people can like have something a little bit more unique for them. So like racial traits and stuff like that. We're basing it off of 5th edition because that's like the most popular one.
You're telling me you wrote D&D homebrew and you didn't invite me?
Well, I haven't done it yet. I have not done it yet.
Come on, now.
The thing is that we ran into a very unique snag, and that was how much experience does Strap have?
Ooh.
because here's the thing, like, of the 3 kobolds, Book technically has the most experience in terms of actually going out and doing adventures and stuff. Like, he's actually left the lair. Nom and Strap have not. But due to a technicality, I calculated that Strap, after the events of the first episode, has acquired 110,000 experience points, which would put him at level 12.
No, that just means
This
you
is
bring
why
up
we use
milestones. That's
milestone
fine. Yeah,
leveling.
yeah.
Yeah, this is
exactly.
why we use milestone leveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's really funny to me.
It
'Cause
is funny.
I
No,
had
it's
this,
fantastic.
I had this thought of the idea of, there was a system in 4th edition where you had to turn in your quests like it was a bloody MMO. Back
Oh
in
yeah,
the
because
day.
4th edition was just video game edition. That's why no one
Nobody
liked
used
it.
that. Nobody
So
used that, man.
I'm kind of liking the idea that the character sheet has Strap with like 110, like 125,000 experience, but he hasn't turned in any of the experience for levels yet because he doesn't know how.
Mm-hmm. I don't know a single person that used that mechanic, and I know a lot. I know more about 4th edition than most people.
Here's the thing: I know exactly one person who did it, and he was the worst DM and player I have ever played with.
Yeah, that tracks.
Not because like they were like inexperienced or anything like that. It's because they were specifically that kind of jerk.
Mm-hmm. Borderland anthill kind of person. Like, milestone leveling started to become popular during 4E too. Like, that's kind of, you know, it's bread and butter.
He did the what do you call it?
I mean, my group used milestone in 2nd edition.
He did the you have to turn in your quest thing as like a glib way of explaining why he doesn't like the system, but he, instead of like pointing that out to anybody that had the power to actually make changes to the system, he just punished all of his players with it, which makes you go, what was
What
the
a
point
dick.
then?
Ugh.
Sorry, I could go on about this one particular private parts sanitization creature.
What? I have no idea what you're talking about, and I would like to keep
It's
it
been
that
long
way.
enough. It's been long enough, and they already said the bad word. This douche nozzle.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like a creature that they actually made with that sort of concept, and I'm just like,
No,
what?
they were just being.
My mind went to the excremental from what was the movie?
Excremental?
Dogma.
Dogma. Thank you.
Yes, and excremental is the right way to describe that.
A
Yes.
poop elemental?
It is exactly a
Yeah.
poop elemental.
I love it. I've only known the poop elemental for 30 seconds. If anything happened to it, I would kill everyone on this planet and then myself.
I
Well,
have bad news
start at the
about
end and work
this
your way
happened.
forward is my advice.
Ugh.
Hello, Nebulord.
So,
We don't have a lamp today.
or a
sorry.
What,
flicker.
what happened to our
I
lamp? It's so
I
dark.
had a long moment of no chat interaction, and then I saw a message and responded reflexively.
No worries. Talking with chat? What's that like?
I do
So-
my best when we're on YouTube.
Fair. No, I'm just joking at because I am notoriously bad at it in general, in whatever. Anywho, hi. So I wanted to take a minor step back and ask if, because we kind of ended last session in a bit of a, okay, no, everyone's kind of dunsied. Let's close it out, you know? I
Yeah.
wanted to ask if anybody wanted to go to backtrack to adjust something that was said or done during part of that, during part of that last session, because, yeah. When
I
you
don't
were
think
when
so.
you went onto the hyacinth itself and fished out the hunter.
No, I'm
Nothing
good.
that I can think of at the
Just have it
moment,
on.
personally.
Fair enough.
But it is the
Yeah, nothing
opportunity
really
for
coming to
you
mind.
to, as the DM, remind us of a mistake that we might have made, that you might have gently nudged of like, hey, we remember you mentioned that you wanted to fix a thing, and it has been 2 weeks and a bit since we had done that. I had notes and all that stuff, but you know how it is.
Oh, totally. No, I will do a quick recap though. There was more of just a like you know how I am. I'm more character and world building and characterization first, right? I put that over most things. So just like if there was anyone who had a character moment they wanted to highlight or bring up. Because what happened, what we had was the majority of the last session was focused around a kidnapping, and meeting with just the absolute best person, clearly, meeting with the captain of the guard, who was there, who was sitting on the beach with a refreshing drink in hand, being annoyed that they had to do their job, which honestly is just tragic. It's tragic that they had to go do their job, After working with him, you learned about a trend amongst the town that you hadn't heard before about people going bully, as in to say, going bullywug, as in to say, turning into frogs, as in to say, leaving this society in favor of the Gripply society and trying to integrate themselves over there.
Damn dirty commies.
And that's sort of how the slang developed, was the idea of of people deciding that the frog's lifestyle is better than the human one. And
Turn utopian frogs, turning all the colonists gay. I'm sorry.
I would have expected that out of me. Damn. Holy shit.
oh my gosh, it's so true.
I did not expect that out of Sprig of all people. Oh my god.
And that's what makes it better.
But that being the reason that they had dismissed the idea of people leaving, just kind of being like, whatever, there's people missing, and it's not that, and it's generally seen as not that big of a deal when someone goes missing because they're probably at the tree, we'll find them in a week. As opposed to a more modern where, where you have to know where everyone in the culture is at all times, sort of, governance. So, but in particular, the person who was missing was... They didn't look like Rodolak in like if you're familiar with Kitsune, but if you're racist, they kind of all look the same,
Oh my god.
And so they had kidnapped someone instead of thinking that was Rodolak, and you managed to sniff them out through a fairly well disguised hold that was fairly intricately trapped, honestly. Fortunately, because you had such good what's the word I'm looking for? Because you had such a good reputation and friendship with the people on board the Hyacinth, you didn't have too much trouble getting in there and having their assistance in dealing with the issue, which could have been, let's be honest, a much more disastrous outcome if that was not the case.
Disastrous as opposed to getting locked in a room that was gas chambered twice.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that didn't go well of us getting out of there, but
Oh, and fantastic. Am I exploding? I think I'm not exploding. Okay.
What about exploding?
Oh, my browser window seems, how to phrase this, unhappy.
Oh.
This stream brought to you by Opera GX.
This stream brought to you by, oh god, what's the name of that? Cloud Strike.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Cloud Strike. The only reason you know of us is because of our failure.
I'm gonna keep it like $1.99. I am extremely tired right now because of Cloud Strike. I went to get my blood drawn, my quarterly blood draw. The company that does my blood draw uses them. So I basically had to take the PDF that I got sent. I had my lab order, and I had to like by hand just write it down on a piece of paper and hand it to them. I woke up at 6 a.m. so I'd be done and be able to get home before 9. I'm so tired. Maybe. Yeah, so, if I'm quiet, I swear, I promise I haven't fallen asleep. I promise.
All good. And on the topic of going to sleep, incidentally, I would like to know what your character's evening routine is. You've been here long enough. You've been in the Adventurers Hall frequently enough, and we've just sort of, done the classic D&D hand wave, and you go to bed and wake up the next day. I'd like to know, for each of your characters, what you actually do to get ready for bed. I would like to know your bedtime routine, something that your character just does and doesn't really think about. I'm curious what that would entail for you guys.
Well, what would you like me to start on that one, or?
Sure.
I imagine that a thing that Rodelac would do after brushing his teeth, flossing with some type of string that he gets his hands on frequently, and puts on his little nightcap and pajamas, despite that this is probably a fairly tropical region. Does his stretches and then gets into bed, and then lights a candle and starts reading the most tawdry and hokey murder mystery novel that he can get his hands on.
You know what? There's 2 ways that could have gone. I'm glad the way it is, because the alternative was just Rogaldorn.
I mean, I imagine the book would be something like the kerfuffle at Caper Cape or some nonsense.
Oh my god. Oh, do we have? Oh my god.
Oh.
There you are.
You missed the Team Fortress 2.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah, they announced a whole new trailer for an update to TF2. They turned the whole bot scenario into a new progress on the map, and they released the new comic.
Unfortunately, all the bots were running Cloud Strike, so they're all offline.
Yeah. Okay, actually though, they did actually update TF2 today, which I'm actually surprised. Yeah, actually, there's actually a proper balance patch as well. They actually made the Iron Bomber. They actually made the Iron Bomber make more sense.
Anyway,
yeah.
So sorry for late. I literally was like, okay, I'll get a nap in. Yeah, I'll wake up by myself after 20 minutes.
Man, I wish
all
I
good.
could take a nap.
Welcome. So you mostly just Rodelac mostly sits down with a corny detective novel and just eats it up before going to bed. Do you put the book away before going to bed, or do you just kind of let it fall on your face?
Oh, I mean, I'd probably put it away after a little bit.
Okay. So, GD, we were just kind of going, I was just curious what various people's evening routines were, because it's something that, your character does every night, but we don't really think about. And I was just wondering, what do you do in the evening?
I guess for me, it's sleep. But, for real, alright. Literally just woke up, by the way. Literally.
No,
just
all
woke
good. Good morning.
Up. Okay, just gonna.
He's got the bleary-eyed crusties in his eyes, and he needs to take some eyedroppers and drip them into his eyes to wake him up. But nobody.
I know,
told him
like
that
the moment I was,
the
the moment I
eyedroppers
was.
are iodine.
Oh no, the moment I was conscious, I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
Like
No,
it
that's
didn't
fair.
even take a it didn't even take a second for me to realize. Oh, did I do it again?
Oh no.
Honestly, I think of all the oh no's that I've heard throughout all media, my favorite one is from, believe it or not, what is it? Disenchantment of Billy West playing as a jester as he falls down another pit again, going, "Oh no!"
No, that's a good one. I'm a big fan of the Sonic Boom Knuckles. Oh no.
Yeah, that's a classic.
I think that was the exact one I was thinking of when I woke up. Like literally now. Oh no.
That is the classic.
I think
Oh,
that's
no.
Sonic Adventure, actually, not Sonic Boom.
No,
Was
yeah,
that
it is Sonic
Adventure?
Adventure. Yeah, it's yeah, Sonic Adventure 1. Every time Knuckles gets hit in his boss fight, he goes, "Oh no!"
Is that the
And
same
I do
voice
mean
actor?
every time he gets hit. No, it is not the same voice
No?
actor.
Okay. Fair. Interesting. Yeah, no, that's the one I was thinking of. You're right. My brain thinks of Sonic Boom anytime I think of Sonic because it's the best Sonic media. I will die on this hill. Anyways.
You best be talking about the animated show, Jade. Otherwise, I'm gonna
Yes.
leave this campaign right now. Okay,
Oh
good.
no, the animated show, 100%.
I got through a few episodes of it. It was like Sonic was actually a character. Everybody was actually a character. It wasn't just like.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
he's-
which show exactly? I
I'm
think
trying
my
to
brain.
think how to put it, how to describe like Sonic characters, because they're so genericized
In their games, they are.
and like.
Wait, which
Like every time that I remember seeing anything about any Sonic characters, it's they're like, they're a demographic. They're a demographic of the year the game is releasing, not actually a character.
They're
So
2D cutout dolls of personalities rather than an actual fleshed out character. Usually.
okay, look, I don't wanna have to defend Sonic, but like that is the case in a lot of the modern games, in a lot of the older games, and in the cartoons and comics. Very much, you are wrong. Like,
What I'm hearing is
yeah, okay. Look, I've said multiple times that Shadow the Hedgehog did unspeakable things to my brain chemistry, and it was not because of his video game, incarnations.
Well, anyway. So, how do you go to bed?
Who?
Soba.
Oh, okay. So first thing Soba does,
Sure.
put on nighttime loincloth. It looks exactly like regular loincloth, except it's got like a little bauble from a nightcap she found once. Nightcap did not fit, so she just built it into her loincloth. Second thing, go into the woods to feed her cat. She literally just brings like a leg of mutton. Bedtime mutton. I just
Nice.
like tries to get like the attention of the displacer beast and just feeds it, and she just kind of sits down next to it, just eats her bedtime mutton. Then she comes home, crawls in her tent, and I don't know. I guess I think she holds a diary. I think she has a diary, except it's
I
like
can see that. Yeah.
yeah. And like if you opened it, you would think it's just like, why is it just full of pictures? But like it's actually really eloquent in her language. It's language that really only she can read.
I don't know why it makes sense for Soba to journal, but it actually really does.
I mean,
So-
okay, wait. The thing is, we should remember she's not stupid. She just doesn't have common as her first language. Like
Yeah.
she like you know,
What is
it's like heavy from TF2.
So do you sleep in your tent outside, or do you go back to the
Yes.
adventure hall? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no. Soba doesn't like sleeping indoors. Her people live in yurts, so like yeah, houses are still weird to her.
How about Cece?
I have a pretty specific idea already of Cece is exactly the type of nerd.
Okay.
So Cece has, amongst her things, she has a journal as well. It is not a journal where she catalogs her thoughts every day. It's a little more like a ledger. And at the end of the day, she, every single time, takes all of her tools painstakingly one by one and lines all of them up out on, like, a counter or a table.
Mm-hmm.
And carefully checks every one of them, maintains all of her tools, and then she does her favorite part, is cataloging all of the maintenance she had to do in the book.
Oh my god. I'm imagining that, like, while Soba's journal looks like a picture book, Cece's looks like a technical manual.
It's like an Excel spreadsheet from cover to cover.
Oh my god, I love that.
And, like, drawing the cheat sheet onto the page, it's very specifically a blank page book. It's not a pre-lined book, because putting the lines on it is the most fun part.
No, exactly that kind of nerd. Yeah, no, 100%.
Oh my god.
It's so true. It's perfect.
And then, like, when she tries to share a joke sometimes, she shows, like, one page of her book and then flips it over to the next page, and it's like, what's the difference? The margin's 0.2 millimeters over on this one!
I'm sorry, what's the joke here?
That is exactly the joke.
No,
That's the
just like,
funny part. That there is no joke.
well, I think my brain might have skipped some of the things that you said there, Spriggs. I'm sorry.
It's Cece is the type of nerd that actually enjoys doing paperwork and filling out forms and stuff.
Yeah, no, that part I get it. I
That
don't
is the
think
joke. It's like when she shows the spreadsheets that she puts on 2 pages next to each other and no one else can tell the difference. And she breaks up laughing because the margin is 0.2 millimeters over on the second one.
Okay.
Because it's
I
such
thought
a
it was
big
funny.
deal to her, but nobody else gets it.
No. I get the joke. Just like I'm trying to make sure that I heard the punchline. And I'm also still trying to think of like what Flickr would be doing. that it doesn't feel that feels appropriate without like resulting to a generic response right now. Just had to hit me with a puzzle.
Well, you still got
didn't you,
costs
dude?
too if you need a little extra time, Flicker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, you
Send it.
go ahead.
Okay, so Cass just goes and reads a book every night. He's stopped himself from checking to make sure that nobody's hiding anywhere around him. That used to be his routine, and he's mostly stopped doing that.
That's actually really heartening, knowing their backgrounds.
Yeah.
Why do I get the feeling that you would read this that Koss would read the same book every night?
Yeah,
Like-
that tracks.
I don't know what like fantasy Catcher in the Rye it would be, but I feel like it's the kind of character who would just be always who would just like pick up the same book and read it over it like cover to cover each night.
First book I was ever able to get.
To pull one from one of my campaigns, Lord of the Strings. It's got a magical loot.
Oh, God.
That's amazing, actually.
Lord of the Strings. That's pretty good.
I know for Liv's game, I actually invented the Golden Hussar as a stage play that exists in that world, and oh, it just
It's great.
every once in a while I come up with more lore for it, and it's just
Oh, that is the one thing that I will just give you free lore reign over because it's basically I'm imagining it's like adventure serials from like the 70s, but like as like stage plays. People just travel across like, oh man, I gotta catch episode 4, but it's in this town. I gotta leave now.
yes. So GD, do you have anything? And if you don't, that's fine. This is almost esoteric. This is just
So the best I
these.
can really think of is one main thing that he does besides like general squire stuff that he's gotten used to doing over the years, like cleaning up the equipment and such, getting it ready for the next day. He takes the time to before he goes to bed. He usually it's when he makes the toys that he gives out to the kids every day or whenever he needs to. Ooh.
I get the impression, and correct me if I am entirely wrong here. I get the impression that Flicker never actually intentionally goes to sleep, just sort of falls asleep over his workbench once in a while.
You know what? That feels correct.
That feels right.
A very industrious little lad.
It's just a vibe I get. That's all.
Or hell, he's just like he's gotten so used to it that like he's just like making whatever he's planned on working on for the evening, which is usually the toy. He's just like he's in the cot or bed as he's like assembling him because he's gotten to know okay, this is just gonna happen every single time, so I might as well be ready for it. He has like a little what are they called? The little tables that you bring someone to bed in, except for it's like assembling stuff. He has one of those.
It's just like a knee table.
Oh, is that what they're called?
That's what my grandmother always called them. I don't know if that's the actual term.
I mean, makes sense. It's like a table for me.
Yeah, like it goes over your knees, and they've got got little legs you just put on the mattress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he alternates between sometimes falling asleep at the desk and falling asleep assembling something in the bed. Yeah. So that feels, I would say that absolutely feels correct for the character that I've assembled so far.
Okay. I love that. That's fantastic.
Thank you for the suggestion.
I want to know, well, first of all, anybody who wants to roll Arcana, or I'll allow Occult for this, feel free to do so.
Cool. I have more Arcana or Occult. Let me check.
So, I can't load in for some reason. That's kind of been going on. I don't know what to do. I was hoping I'd get a fix where rolls happened.
Sprig, you're not allowed to reroll that.
No, it's fine.
I guess I'll roll Arcana. I didn't hear what it was for, but
I didn't say what it was for. That's the point.
oh, okay.
Okay, until I get it, I'm just gonna roll this dice in person.
Okay.
Dang it! I dropped it on my cat.
14.
Here we go.
17.
Oh,
Ooh.
that was almost a 4. I got a 19. So that is a 32.
20.
Alright, so the dice that landed on my cat, that says that's a 15 plus 8. That's a 23. I'm trying to load the game. It is not working for me.
Okay.
I got a 32 total.
All right. Koss, what was your total? Koss, you are muted. Okay, any.
I am having trouble clicking the roller thing. Because I am once again on my Steam Deck. I can't click the roller shit.
Would you like me to click your roller?
Yes, please.
I like Buck's explanation for how Flicker goes to sleep when his newest invention
Ooh,
explodes
that's
and
pretty
knocks him unconscious.
13 base.
What?
So, anybody who rolled over a 22 was the original intent target number.
Yes.
All right, so that's me then. I got a 23.
That's definitely me.
You wake up in the morning, unless you are already awake, to the magical equivalent of the sound of a gunshot.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
A powerful spell has gone off, not far enough away for you to feel comfortable about this fact.
I like the idea. I like the idea that Flicker's first instinct. He didn't even take off. He'd never even taken off his gun hand. So it's like he pretty much has a gun under his pillow kind of situation at all
Oh
times.
god. Depending on how early this is in the day, Soba's probably already up, and she's probably taking her morning bath in the pond in the middle of town.
Oh, that's true. You will notice a crowd. You will notice a crowd gathering to the north.
Oh. Yep. Soba will put on her post bath loincloth and go look. Like she's like just dripping wet, just like trailing like water behind her.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't take long for a crowd to gather, and it doesn't take long for people to start trying to disperse a crowd thereafter.
Soba will move.
Actually, you're tall enough to see over most of the crowd. I was going to make that like a thing,
Yeah.
but you can definitely just
I'm
see.
sorry. I'm sorry. My character is like almost 9 feet tall. I'm sorry.
Actually, it's funny. Like, given what we've established, how Flicker normally wakes up, this is like he hears the bang, and it's not like his helmet hammering his head in.
So,
Of course.
anybody can catch up to people who are asleep or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah, Flicker's probably the one closest to closest to everyone else. If Soba's already awake, so he'll probably wake everyone else up.
Okay.
And
Rodolak? Sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to before we get too deep off of this. Rodolak, with your roll, it was a you could tell that was a rod. That was some sort of a magic wand or rod.
Okay. You know what? I'm not going to bother to change into my old clothes. I'll stay in my pajamas and go out to investigate.
Fair.
I will be holding my book of what did I call it? The
Tawdry romance stories.
It was not a tawdry romance story. It was their kerfuffle at
Yes.
their kerfuffle at Caper Cape.
Yes.
I like the idea that Flicker, like, when he gets to Rodolak, he asks, how is the kerfuffle? Also, there's been a magical discharge.
Soba heard they have cream for that now.
Usually they ask for. Usually propriety imposes that we have to wait till for a third date for such a discharge. No, but magical accidents are actually quite a serious problem. It's a problem. Concern.
There are some people milling
Says
about.
with, like a very sober tone.
Yeah.
I just like the idea that like Flicker was more concerned over like how the story in the book is coming along rather than and then the discharge.
Mm-hmm. The event is over here in the near the apiary. I think that's the right word.
Here?
Yeah,
Okay.
Near B-Town?
Beacon, as the locals call it. They don't call it that.
Oh, the Beacon. I still love how I was. I still love how I was on point with the B thing.
Somebody
Yeah,
who you
like-
would have met, who you undoubtedly would have met at some point, who is a medic, is rushing in, bag in tow, and Soba, from your vantage point, you can see that a teenager was gravely injured. Mostly, people are they're trying to give some cover and trying to like intentionally not let everybody in to see it and not let them be crowded. But you know what? You go ahead and roll me perception or medicine, Soba, specifically, because you were there first as well.
Yes. I would like to make use of my natural healing feat to switch that out for a nature roll instead, because I can do
You may
that.
roll nature in place of medicine. That is correct.
That's a nat 20 anyway. That's a 30.
Beautiful.
Natural 30.
Beautiful. Okay. You see clearly what happened. The boy's arm is scarcely there. It goes from the shoulder. It turns brown, and honestly, from that, I'll even tell you that it turns aged down to the elbow, and after the elbow, it is crumbling off.
Oh.
And they're trying to they're trying to staunch it. Yeah. So, and someone is bringing over a litter to try to get them over to somewhere safe.
Jed.
Yes.
Since Soba is a former necromancer, could I roll an occult check to see if I recognize like the spell that would have been used?
You can.
Poggers. Alright. That is a 16, plus my occult, which is 24. I am trying to get back in. It just will not. It just crashes on the main screen. I'm not sure what's going on. Did they have an update recently or something?
A small one, tiny one. Like config file size update is all.
No, I meant like when it started doing this last time.
Oh, not that I recall.
Oh, alright, I'll work on it still. But I am listening. Sorry. I recognize the spell.
Vaguely, it looks like you can tell the form of the spell, though not the exact spell itself. It has dealt a significant amount of necrotic damage.
Does the spell have a name, or you just?
It does, but there's other properties of the spell that you would not be able to learn from what you've seen, just from visual.
Could I guess at Sorry. Could Soba maybe have an idea what a similar spell would be based on her knowledge?
From 15 meters back, looking over a crowd? No. That's not a dice thing. That's a situational thing.
Look, it was worth trying, all right?
No, fair, but yeah, that's not a, it's not that you didn't roll high enough, it's that you will need to actually engage with the situation first.
There's a few things it could probably be.
Yeah, you have a gist.
Okay. Soba's not gonna try and like make her push her weight forward, because like she understands what the perspective of her is. Like her shoving her way like through a crowd probably is not going to be the smartest thing. She said she's going to have a look around, see if she can try and gauge like where the shot came from based on where the guy is, like, where he's fallen and like what, you know what I'm trying to get at.
Yes.
Ballistics. Soba is trying to do ballistics.
Yeah.
Is that a roll or a perception?
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's something that I was going to give you guys the moment you started pushing forward at all anyways. There is someone else who is currently being... You know the how when someone is trying to console somebody, but like it's an officer trying to console... it's like, but it's like well, yeah, that's exactly more or less what I'm saying. But it's like it's an officer trying to console somebody while also making sure that they don't do anything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's another teenager over in this area here, off to the side, with a staff who's currently just bawling. Teenage boy, about the same age as the injured person.
Are they within the crowd, or could I make my way over to them without, like, making a problem?
You can make your way over to them.
Yeah.
And
So I was gonna make her way over there. No, sorry, someone
Since I've
else.
established Cece's wake-up routine, I feel like she's barely conscious, but she'll still try to come over as well.
Honestly, anybody approaching the injured boy is going to be told to disperse, unless you actively try to strong arm your way in. But
Punch the top in the mouth.
But this, the kid over here, you are able to approach Soba, and
Right.
yeah, they are bawling. There is a staff, the one in the thumbnail, that is being currently propped up against the hut.
Is anyone looking at the staff?
No one's focusing on the staff. I mean, I wouldn't recommend trying to steal it if that's what you're.
No, wait, you. Like, look at God. You know Soba. Soba would never.
I know, right?
God, don't not be so judgy, God. Mine. You. Yeah, so Soba's gonna, make her way over to the staff, and she's gonna just kind of try and see if she can, draw, knowledge from it. Because, a spell like that does like that, it's probably necromancy or necromancy adjacent. And as far as Soba is aware, she is the person that would most likely have, one of the better grasps on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so can I try and, make another occult check, or is it, kind of easy to tell, what this is?
Give me the occult check anyways.
Alright.
You are going to be given a stern look and shooed away silently by the guard if you actually try to reach out and touch it.
Yeah.
But
I got a 17, by the way, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I realize y'all can't see my roll, because it won't let me in. So I'm just,
It's all good. I trust you.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like something that would make more sense on the vanishing card or something. It does not look like anything that has been made here in a very long, in any time period. It looks ancient and it looks unwieldy.
Soba is going to try and make her way to the perpetrator.
Mm-hmm. Before you do,
And yeah.
Before you do, and I'm from the looks of it, I'm guessing that Flicker and CC are in that area too.
Yes, I think. I think we would have arrived maybe 10 minutes after we heard it. After we got everything put on and getting CC half asleep. Honestly, I honestly imagine she was like a ragdoll as her spiders were helping her get dressed and everything. That's how I'm just trying to imagine the funniest way that she would be deal with getting
Her
woken up
hair is
early.
definitely something that the spiders are helping with, because I imagine her hair is very long, very wavy, and frizzes really dramatically every time that she sleeps, and in the the humid air like this.
Mm-hmm.
So getting it under control is a journey.
The child who is crying is I don't know if I'm not going to do a full-on crying voice. It's because at least not right now. But the kid is crying, and is saying how it wasn't supposed to hurt anybody. It was supposed to just be shooting illusions, and they have no idea why this time it hurt someone, and they didn't mean to, and that should not have happened.
Do you?
Oh my god, they were playing Roman candle tennis.
Wait, what?
Wait,
I've never heard of this.
you're not an American.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I
there's
am
some-
familiar with the game. I see people play it once in a while up here too.
Yeah, it's where you fire a Roman candle at someone and they try and bat it away with like a baseball bat or tennis racket.
It's
Sorry,
a
what was
very
it, Mac?
safe and well thought out game.
It's a American tradition, gosh dang it.
Sorry, what was that, Magus?
I was going to say, it's Americans are quite. If there is any award that we have earned more than anywhere else on the planet, it is definitely the Darwin Awards.
That sounds like Tommy talk to me, Magus.
Hey, I'm just saying that if there is one thing we have definitely won over the communists, it is the Darwin Awards. and we can hold that against them until the day they die. You'll take that blood-soaked honor from my stumpy hands of what's left of them.
Oh
Anyway,
my god.
so I was thinking of coming up, and I say, am I to as I kind of lean in towards Flicker and Cece. Am I to understand that a mystery is afoot? A child seems to be in quite distress, as he's trying to like blend the sobriety of, oh dear, child is upset and hurt and sad, with, ooh, a mystery, a crime.
Be well,
Well-
Soba's already got like a deer stalker on. Yes.
Well, it's an interesting one. His arm has aged, and quite significantly at that. And we believe it might be necromantic magic. Unless it's time magic, which would, I don't know if it would be worse.
This illusion, we shot it at the bees and the walls, and it just went right through it. It wasn't actually real. It wasn't real. It was.
Flicker, both internally empathizing with the child's pain, is one of those people that has difficulty showcasing it on the outside. So he does this, but so he of course turns his efforts to. So was already like done an examination of the staff with a nat 20, just to make sure.
Did you roll a nat 20 on that?
No. What was like?
No,
What did
I
she
got
roll on that?
17, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
forget what it was after
yeah, but what?
modifiers.
That was for examining the staff, correct? Or was it just
Yeah.
like a quick look over? Yeah.
Examining it without touching it. Just yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I suspect we're gonna have to touch it, except, well, Flicker, of course, brought his handy dandy thingamabob, which is shorthand for an extended arm.
The thingamajig.
The injured child is picked up and brought away to to a medic station. Which building is that? I don't recall offhand.
I don't think I ever really examined it, figured that out actually, because quite frankly, actually it would probably be the church.
Yeah, they'll say that the church doubles as a hospital as well, or at least has some capabilities for that. And a couple of guards, including the captain, actually, start dispersing people before they can crowd around this other kid. Just start being like, like, go ahead, we're gonna take care of the kid. Move along, move along. There's nothing more to see here. Just give them space and get back to work. We'll get this taken care of.
Right. So Flicker tries to like examine moves over to the staff and tries to like use his device to at least like rotate the staff around to see if there's like any markings of note on it to indicate its origin. Seeing
that you starting to do that, the guard who's consoling the kid waves over to the captain, who starts to make his way over here, and then raises up the kid and saying, "Come on, we'll go over here. We're going to get some food in you. It's going to be okay. We know it was an accident." And the captain is now here and present. What are you doing here?
Well, we heard the magical discharge and screaming, so we naturally came up around.
You know how curious rubbernecking mobs tend to be. We just happened to be at the tail end of it. Am I to understand that you have a investigative committee prepared for such a thing?
It was an accident.
Well, true, but even accidents need to have somebody to look into what happened and prevent it from happening in the future.
Yeah, that's... Alright, you want to be useful? Take the staff over to the old witch.
Grandmother biscuits!
As he puts his hand on his chest as if he's been very lightly scandalized. I'm sorry, officer. Are you deputizing us for this investigation?
No, I'm making you a
He's
courier.
a little bit glib.
They are equally glib. No, I'm making you a courier. If you don't want to be useful, then leave.
Oh, of course. No. Far be it from me to not be a devotee to community service, as he presents his hand for him to hand the wand to.
Does Flicker determine that the wand is safe to actually handle, with actual holding?
Yes, it is an unknown entity, though it appears to be, like many wands, something that needs relatively needs an intentionality, right? You need to be funneling some magic into it to activate it, so just holding on to it wouldn't set it off unless you were an inherently magical creature like a Genasi or a Deva or something like that.
So I've seen the thing that's posted. Yeah, so Flicker turns around to Rodolak with the staff in the little extendo arm thing and gives it to you for retracting it.
As he takes the thing and starts to walk in the direction of the witch and gestures to the rest of the crew to accompany him for a moment as he looks down at it, and as he's walking away, once he gets far enough earshot from the captain, he says, "And far be it from me to have an academic curiosity as to the nature of the wand and how this came to be. I'm sure that it'll meet its destination in a timely manner. Wouldn't you agree?"
I get deputized. I don't know about you, but I get deputized.
As he looks over to you and says, "Well, you're not going to narc on me, are you?"
No, man. No, of course not.
Now then, let's take a look at this wand, shall we? As he's going to make his way towards the witch's house, hut, hovel, adobe.
Adobe is such a weird name. for a place for people to be in. But at the same time, it's because the only other time I'm used to it being said is Adobe Premiere or After Effects.
As much
You
as
do
I
know that. Sorry, go ahead,
Go
Jade.
as much as I want to just let this play out, I do want to give you your characters a reminder that he probably meant the witch at the administrative building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if
The
you want to
witch
go to
on
Granny
the head.
Biscuits, that's fine by me.
He was
I
not
don't know
why
specific.
we. I don't
Still
know.
don't trust Granny Biscuits with entire
I
plate of cookies.
I don't know why we all thought Granny Biscuits by default.
I did not think Granny
I
Biscuits. I thought the
I
local.
thought of the witch at the town hall too.
I thought of Granny Biscuits because Granny Biscuits has never done us wrong.
I just figured
have
that
the
the witch
choice to
doesn't
make.
live in the. I just figured that the witch doesn't live in the administrative building since it's the middle of the night.
It's early morning,
The
but yeah.
morning, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's just because she has that witch Granny Biscuits. Even though we might not all of us might not know that she's a fae, she has a witch energy about her.
She's
'cause
just a nice
in
old lady.
cottage.
As a short aside though, like really quick, is the saturation on the map is like really high?
Yeah, I brought it up a bit more than I probably ought to have. Oop, that's too much.
Because it's morning.
There, that's a little bit more muted. Is that better?
Yeah, that's a lot better, thank you.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Y'all
It
might
was
want to
just
look at my
uncomfortable
camera
in my
real
eyes,
quick.
so I wanted to bring it up.
That's fair. It looked good. It looked good at night, but when I raised the lighting a bit for the morning, I agree.
Aw, kitty.
Yeah,
Cute.
she was eating my head. This is Ham. Her former owners threw her out, and she broke into our house. Now she's mine.
They seem very polite.
Yeah, she's very
Cat
polite.
distribution system working as intended.
It's getting really aggressive, this cat distribution system. It's the third cat in like 5 months.
So, where would you
Stop
like
trying to
to
eat
take
my
this
wings.
and? So, where would you like to take this and / or what would you like to do with it beforehand?
There's got to be. Okay, so now that it's in the hands of like,
You.
well, yeah. the joke answer, my brain is like, Flicker immediately going, shoot it. Just test it out and see how it works exactly.
You want to test it out on a tree or a patch of grass?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess Flicker would actually. I guess just something to be a more nicer target. Flicker goes over here and picks one of the oranges from the ground, I guess, and sends it
Okay.
up as a target.
A greenish-blue bolt streaks out of the wand, passing clearly through the orange.
No difference. Strange.
Shoot Soba with it.
Let's not shoot Soba with it.
I must agree.
There is no way this thing does like 106 points of damage. There's no way.
Most things.
May I?
I paid for 100 hit points. I'm gonna use 100 hit points.
Exactly. Exactly.
I was going to say, may I investigate the nature of said wand with my own skill set, because I believe that I might be well equipped for such a thing.
Absolutely.
Is it
Alright.
just me, or was Magus really low there?
Yeah,
I
there
was
you go.
muttering
Quiet.
quietly, and I leaned back in my chair. I'm sorry, my microphone
all
was
good.
super quiet. All right, I will do my Arcana check on this, and I'm going to start a new investigation.
A new investigation.
Um,
Insert insert the clue sound effect from LA Noir.
Oh god.
Because I believe right now I'm going to make the Gripply experiment inactive.
Okay.
And I'm going to make my new active investigation the Roman candle.
It's actually more Sumerian in it. No, sorry. Alright. Roll when ready.
Oh, there. Yeah, I heard it briefly, but that's like an investigation complete.
Oh.
All right,
well,
so
here, pick your noise.
what? Where did you like
Arcana?
send me something? I'm reading it. Give me a second. Or I'm rolling it. Give me a second. Okay, that
Okay.
is very cute. Cat's like digging into your hair.
I think it's because it looks like grass. I'm not sure.
Your hair is very green. It is very good.
Yeah. No, it's more teal. The lighting in this room kind of sucks.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I
Is
was
this a new cat
leaning
or
more like
something,
it
or,
looks like it was more emerald than pure green.
All right, let me roll that die.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Whoosh. Whoa, boof. That is a 9. But I have a 13 on that, so that would be a 20. Actually, no, I get a +1 because it's in relation to an investigation. That is a 23, but I can re-roll it if I used lore. I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Bah. That is even worse.
Is it?
Because of course-
Do you keep the better, or do you replace it?
I can keep the better.
Okay.
Because I can swap it out if I choose to. So
All right.
23.
Okay. Yes, this is fine. Now that you actually have hands on the staff, it was more, with Soba's role earlier, it was more like you were going, you just need to touch it and see it firsthand first. So now that is enough to figure it out. It is a staff of ghost shot.
Ooh.
The blast goes through any non-flesh objects and strikes for 3d10 necrotic damage on anything that has flesh.
You could have hit
Okay.
Soba with this, no problem. Would have found out immediately.
Yes, but the question
Sort of
is that
a
what was the child?
one-hit creature type thing.
Yep, it ignores it ignores all concealment and cover as long as you know where the target is.
He strokes his chin
Wait,
for a second.
wait, if
and
he shot
says,
it at the bees. Wait, if he shot it at. Bees just not have flesh then?
I was
Let-
getting to
take
that. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
I love the idea of just Rodolak like stroking his chin. But if they had been playing with the thing, and then Flicker like puts up his arm and goes, "But if he was playing with the thing."
I mean, that feels very Flicker, to be honest.
Kind of does actually, but no.
Oh yeah.
Go,
right.
either do go on though.
It's just as
Go on.
Rodolak quiet like slowly looks over his shoulder and goes, "Flicker, stay in your lane. This is my thing."
Okay.
Anyway.
Hey.
Oh, damn, I've lost my train of thought. If the child was playing with this previously, who was he shooting at that made him feel like it was just an illusion spell? Surely it couldn't have been just the bees. Dare I say not?
Undead.
bees.
Somebody over there is undead.
Or he shot it at Soba and it just didn't do anything. Oh, why is Soba feel itchy?
Was Lydia the only one that he was shooting at with it previously?
You could ask him.
The child? I thought the child was taken away by the police.
I know. Yes, they were.
He's at the church. He's at the
We
church.
can find them. We know the policeman here.
We know that the child is at the church.
At the same time, I'm going to take a minute to look at the. What I would like to know is how
Mhm.
many charges this ghost shot wand has. And would I
Okay.
be able to determine how many it had previously? Like what its capacity is?
Roll crafting.
Oh, good. I've got dice in that. Awesome. Whoosh. Ah. That is a critical failure.
If only we had someone in here who could make a crafting check.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Like half the party's core
well,
ability.
maybe even two.
As he
Sorry,
looks-
what,
he
what is
turns
it that we're
over
doing
to-
the crafting check on? I've
Details on the wand.
lost
Yeah,
focus
I-
for a second. I guess. Details on the wand. Okay.
Yeah.
At first I look at Flicker, and then look past Flicker to Cece and say, Cece, how many charges were left on this spell?
But
So
I like
that's-
I like the idea that Flicker, like, he is enough to know that he's not really
it's a
slighted by this.
26.
He's not Flicker's not really slighted by this because like he knows that CC is the better craftsman out of the two of them.
Flicker knows that his answer would be something like 33, 32 as it goes off in his hand.
Honestly,
It
it
can-
is a miracle.
it can
that
hold
he has not
Flicker.
lost- Sorry.
Hi, how's it going? I'm glad you're excited. The staff can hold 5 charges, but can be recharged with any simple necrotic energy. The thing is, though, remember before how I described the Gripply magic as being different as to nearly be incomprehensible? Like, looking at this is like a baker looking at a forge saying, yes, we both use heat to make things. This is that level of different from the type of way that you would use.
It is a necromantic item, but it's not the necromancy that I learned at university, basically.
Exactly, yes. You would not be able to recreate this in any way. It would take you weeks of study to be able to figure out how it's constructed, let alone be able to do it yourself.
By the way, you're getting a little of the electromagnetic thing that you talked about before. The mic crackly. But Cece will give it a look and she gives it a look and then sits and like blinks a few times, blinks a little more quickly, yawns, takes a bit of a stretch, and then gets her magnifying lens out and takes a closer look at it. She's still waking up.
I also wanted to say,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I just wanted to quickly comment. It is, if Flicker didn't have the constitution and resilience of a cartoonish character almost, he's lucky that he still has all of his fingers.
No, yeah. I'm pretty sure Dragonborn regrow them. Probably. Maybe. Anyways.
Don't be a baby. Ribs grow back.
No, they don't.
Sir chops
Yeah,
a lot.
she'll
of knuckle,
she'll give it a good look and like does some figuring. This might be something made by the Kenku. It's not something that was made with old world magic. It's not, so I wouldn't have been able to make this. It seems to hold 5 charges, so I think that would leave us with 1 more if it was full before. But it just refills on any sort of necromantic energy, so what are those stock bars that we found before are probably the sort of thing they use to refill it, if I had to guess.
We should probably take this over to the witch.
Yeah, that was what I was going to be doing next, but we just have this written
And
down.
then we should go talk to that kid.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let me write down the details of this. I'm going to make a thread in the new world, if that's
Sure.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make a... Oh, I can't create threads.
Oh. Alright, threads are disabled server-wide. Yeah.
Nuts. I don't think that would be... I don't know if you want me to do that.
Can I make a thread? I can't even make a thread. Yeah, you just start, just put it in there with something searchable for later.
All right. Okay, so, child had fired wand, and who was it that was killed?
Well, the killed might be a little bit premature, but it was another teenager. It was two teenagers that were playing.
What are we doing with teenagers here at all?
What was that?
What are we doing with teenagers here at all?
There's a few teenagers that came with families that were on the earlier ships. Not a whole lot, not a lot of children either, but there's some.
All right. Now you said it had a charge of five charges for its capacity.
Yeah,
And how many are left?
presumably one,
I would
but
estimate one based on the story that the boy told us earlier.
To deliver.
But to leave for them to stumble across a fully charged staff of dangerous magic like this just laying around.
Well, to be fair, we have found all sorts of things just laying about. Just depends on how close or far they are to the town.
As you reach the administrative office, do you just go straight in?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You see the mayor's secretary for just doing some desk work. Looks up, just sort of glances up and just, does a half wave and then just keeps on working.
I'm gonna copy my notes to your YouTube comments, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
For so that people know what I'm writing.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. All right. So
Why are we
we're
turning
currently
into
in-
Steinfeld?
we're currently in mystery mode, so I'm trying to do my thing. Oh no, there's too many comments on the. Oh nuts.
I'm just like asking, why did I hear like mouth clicking like it was Seinfeld?
It's spooky.
I habitually popped up without thinking, I'm sorry.
Stim. Yeah.
Dang it! I was in the wrong account. There.
It's actually I think it was 3d10 actually, but
Oh, sorry. I thought you said
No,
5d10.
good. No worries.
There we are. That's better. All right. Okay. Now, where had this? Okay, so 3d10 necrotic damage. Let me modify that real quick. Okay. Thank you, Buck. Okay, I gotta sneeze. Shoot. Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
All right, so I walk in.
All right.
And we've got the wand to deliver to the witch. So we're
Okay.
going to do that.
Yep.
As I lean over to the person at the front desk, and I say, "Pardon me, good sir. Is the child from the incident, as it were, still at the station?"
Huh? What incident?
We had a bit of an accident. The captain has requested that I deliver this wand for evidence and to the witch that's in administration.
Oh, yeah, go on up.
Thank you.
Mayor's not here yet.
Okay, so I guess we'll head up to the witch.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy enough. It's. I know it's not like the most exciting to announce yourself and walk in when you walk in, but it's
Yeah.
noteworthy to be relevant. The 24 dolls along the circle of the upper tower appear all to be asleep at the moment.
They all sleep inside the administration building?
The witch does.
Well, yeah,
She
being
is a doll.
dolls, she probably doesn't have like a sensation of touch or anything. So,
And mobility issues.
Plus, it's probably cheaper to just sleep there.
You've only seen a doll in one other place. But yes, they're currently asleep. You'll have to just say hi. Just this is where we start role playing and all that.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi.
Anyone in there?
Hello.
I'm sorry we're sorry to bother you so early, but there's been a accident and we require your expertise.
That means it's a magical accident. What happened? Is anyone hurt?
Unfortunately.
Well, we
yes.
found this wand of child maiming.
Okay.
How dare.
I gotta say that was the timing there with how Magus's how low Magus was set to be replaced immediately by loud blurring. not blurting. That's the
Blurting.
It's just like he's so quiet, and then you are set to max. So funny.
Anyway, so I'm gonna give like a small knock on the from the knock on the door. I introduced like, "Hello, I'm Rodlack. We're looking to inquire and try to get to the bottom a little bit as the nature of this bit of an accident. A child got his hands on this wand and, being under the impression that it was some kind of illusion wand, was playing pretend with his friend and got shot. We've discerned that it's a spell of ghost shot."
Oh dear. One of the dolls floats from a shelf down to the ground and begins to walk over, and puts out her hand. Let me
I
see it.
handed
This
the-
sounds very dangerous indeed.
Well, I hand it to her, and I am definitely going to ask, do you think it was charged recently?
She looks at it, closes her eyes for a few moments. No, not since any mountain around here was born.
Now, the question is that how a child got his hand on such a device.
Yes.
And why he thought that it was just a basic illusion wand.
Well, if he fired it at something and it went through it, it might have seemed as though it were simply an illusion, but ghost shot is a very dangerous thing. Wait, please take this. Please take this back.
I take it back and I said, may I ask, when
No
it,
sooner-
when
Sorry. No sooner do you close your hands on it than that doll collapses and a different one opens its eyes. Thank you. You were saying?
You know what? Lore check.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not familiar enough with this one, but I'm worried that the wand might have been doing damage to her. That is a 16 on my lore check, which is a so my lore is 13, so 29.
Okay. You have met and
Actually,
talked
30.
with her. Okay, great. You have met and talked with her before. She is all of these dolls and can only put her consciousness into one of them at a time and bounces between them.
Okay, just
It wasn't draining
wait,
her so
have
much
we-
as she couldn't maintain that one doll and had to switch to another one and didn't want the staff to drop.
okay. That's why I was just double checking.
Yeah. No, it's yeah.
Question. I'm not quite as familiar with Ghost Shot as a spell. Does it apply only to like flesh, like bodies or living spirits, or does it apply to like all life, such as grass, trees, detritus, etc.?
Mammals, I think would be the word for it.
Mammal. Okay.
Though, I mean... It's not been seen for a very long time, and I am quite serious about this not having been charged in written history. You need to find out where this came from.
So I'll give you 3 guesses. Start with Stinky, end with Bird.
I'm writing out the details.
No worries. Anyone else want to chime in while it's being scribed? I assume that's completely in character. I assume that your character is pulling out a notebook and writing in it frantically.
Yes, I am doing that. Yes.
Okay.
This is his jam. This is like how.
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm afraid I must concur. I do think it was one of this reeks of the birds just dropping it somewhere nearby for children to find.
It does
Strange
feel.
sound.
It does feel akin to their energy. Though different.
Although it's it is a bit of a strange tactic, isn't it? To just drop a weapon like that for some random child to find.
It does seem less direct than they've been in the past. I will hold on to this.
May Soba have.
No.
Oh.
I will hold on to
Wait.
it, research it, and learn more about it.
Leans down to our local thief sorcerer and goes, Soba, give you 10 gold if you take. do not trust wizard.
We must know the
Okay.
context. It is uncharacteristic of the Kenku, though. They tend to be more blunt, but it does seem to be their magic, though. By the way, one of the dolls steps off of a shelf. Every couple of sentences, it's a different doll talking. Just again,
Yeah.
one of the dolls hops off a shelf and walks over to a desk and points at a small, almost tin-ish box with some steel hinges and latch. This was made Thanks to you, I hear. It's made of tibium.
I had a feeling.
Hmm.
Now, that introduces a new question. Would this affect anybody that is currently afflicted with tibium?
Afflicted with tibium?
Yes, we've been seeing some people that have been partially transformed or have taken on properties of tibium.
I had heard of plants and crops, though not any people or mammals.
I give a brief
Is this
glance
true?
I give a brief glance to Cece as if to say, should we divulge this?
I feel like Cece is, it's like, she's still struggling to wake up. I feel like she is unconscious right now with one hand on the brush in her hair, and the brush is like stuck halfway down. Got to the top of the stairs, passed back out for a second.
She
As
pulls out
Rodolak
a...
looks and-
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Rodolak looks at Cece and just kind of like clears his throat a little bit, and then clears his throat a little bit louder.
Imagine by the end of it, he's literally just going, "Ahem."
I
How much
think
I
it's
can
like
do
this,
beyond
the third, I think it's like the third try. She did, oh, I fell asleep, didn't I? What's going on?
We're going to try to take magical items back aboard the Hyacinth in this box.
It would be worth trying. I would bet.
Yes, just some trinkets that will not matter if they are lost. You'd be able to recognize a a flask of endless water and a couple pieces of the Everbread, the bread that feeds you for several days. I forget what the D&D version of that's called. Limbus, the Limbus bread, basically. I forget what the D&D version's called.
Yeah.
But
Not
both
sure
things.
there is a D&D version.
I thought there was.
We get good berries. Oh, I uploaded.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's just good berry that does that.
Okay, well, Goodberry then. It's two things that will shatter if when disenchanted. They will no longer function if disenchanted, but are not going to be. No one's going to cry over it. As well as one Gripply gem.
Okay. These are things that she's like offering us, or is that?
Oh no, these are things that she's putting in the box to go back aboard the Hyacinth through the anti-magic
Okay.
field.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. To see if it works.
All right then. Well, that being said, we're going to have a conversation with the teenager and see if we can't ascertain the origins of where this wand came from. Would it be all right if we left this in your care?
But of course, I would insist.
All right then. Well, I think we can move forward with this. I'm not going to do that player thing where I find every single person and thing incredibly suspicious or whatever.
Because
God,
you
that
know
would
me as a
make this
GM.
agonizing and slow.
Yeah, because you know me as a GM, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's also that like I think I'm getting the idea that this is definitely my wheelhouse for this kind of thing today.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, As we start to step out, I'm looking over my notes. It's like, all right, folks, I have some potential theories on who might be the one that has provided us with this wand, and therefore, by extension, this delicious mystery. Right now, the ideas are the Kenku, the Gripply, Granny Biscuits, and the Vanishing Cart. At least as far as I can tell. There could be others, and that might develop as time goes on.
Have we considered that they might have just found it?
It's possible, but the thing is that if they had just they found it, it had to have been discarded in the first place.
Or it had to have been left in some ruins that nobody had discovered for a while.
And that's also very true. The question is that
We
was the child
did just
wandering
happen
out the
across
ruins?
So,
Sorry, say again?
I said we did just happen across them. Why don't we go and ask the kid?
That was my next step on this one.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, let's just do that.
So Bo would like to just raise her hand. She'll just go. Is Soba only one who this smells like Vanishing Cart?
I've got my thoughts on that as well.
You actually know the Vanishing Cart's schedule, and it should not be here in town, at least, for several more days. Because Vanishing Cart does show up regularly.
But Soba's thing is maybe someone got and then lost, or maybe cards just showed up out of schedule. Town is pretty big, plenty of space for a card.
It's a valid line of thought. I'm just reminding you of lore that your character probably would have remembered. That's all.
yeah, but yeah. Soba's assuming though, the rules we know about the card. Soba's assuming is probably spirits. Soba not like.
Regardless, we can't make any progress until we have cross-examined the child.
True.
So let us go and ask him how he got his arm almost lost. I can't say it in any nicer way.
The arm is taken.
So, are you gonna head over in that direction then?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to verify because I don't want to move your characters and The question I have is this: inside of this church, which you notice is honestly more hospital than church, with very few, pews or reliquary equipment and more medical stuff. Though there, it is, the both are there for the record. If you had any deities to pray to, here would be, here would be the shrines. But you don't see you see the teenager who was the perpetrator, if you will, sitting at on one of the pews, just sort of with their head, in between their hands, in front of the door to the back of the church. There are some other nurses, and there are some people praying at small hand shrines, just little set in wall shrines to various good aligned deities, and a couple of neutral ones as well. How do you proceed?
As a short aside, I think leaving the town hall, we got rushed out of bed basically because there was functionally a gunshot out the window.
Yeah.
Cece's going back to the Adventures Hall very, very briefly just to get actually dressed instead of rolling around town in her pajamas all day.
Soba's hair
That's fair.
still have conditioner in.
I like
Just
to
goes
think
back to the
Flicker-
pond.
I like to think Flicker. I think this has been established before. He is he never sleeps without being able to equip his armor on, put his armor on real quick. So he has been like, he has been in like the proper attire this whole time.
Now you basically sleep in it, which is fine because lizards never smell bad ever.
Especially not ones with burns on them constantly, or deal with oil. Oh,
yeah.
Actually, I was thinking of a small thing for Flicker here when we entered the church.
Okay, well, you're entering the church right now, so, send it.
So, part of me thinks, because I think it's funny that he does actually believe in a god. The god that god is whichever is somehow allowing him to keep surviving through all this nonsense that he does. So he just puts out a general prayer to like the good aligned deities, obviously.
Yep. There is also a general shrine, a shrine to the unhosted god is what it's called, and it's a common fixture in generalized churches like this. Okay. I'm going to just say that you're able to go back, swing by Adventure Hall and prep whatever you need before returning here.
I just like the idea of like CC being there and seeing him like do like a little prayer upon entering. Just confused that the fact that he's a he's someone who would do that. I just think that's like really funny to imagine. Him giving him that look.
So then, what do you do?
I mean, we go talk to the kid.
Do it.
Yeah. So
we go talk to the kid.
Aggressively.
Say words.
Hello, small
Hello,
child.
child
When
who has
did you get
teleported
done?
in front of me to speak about this encounter. Do you mind if we discuss about the encounter involving the magic wand? Sorry,
Okay. Like, I speak with the kid instead of I walk up to the kid, put my, hand on his shoulder and say, hey, are you doing okay? Kind of different vibe between that and, kicking down the pew and saying, all right, we talk now. Like, I'm trying to get the roleplay vibe of the situation.
All right.
I'm trying to see you guys.
No, I got it. Hang on. No, I got it.
Where is the child?
Hang on.
Right,
Jade, I got it. Right. So as they're going, Soba will grab a nearby chair, just like a lawn chair. Let's go in front of the kid and be like, and just turn around and sit with her arms on the front of it.
Perfect.
You potentially kid friend. Where you get the gun stick?
You just go full youth pastor on him?
Yeah.
I posted how Rodolak approached the child.
I didn't mean to. Is he gonna be okay?
He's about 5 pounds lighter.
Yeah. That looked rough. He was out camping for a few nights. Came back with that thing. We were just playing around, We figured it was just some illusion sort of, stick.
Would you terribly mind telling us? Would you terribly mind telling us where you had found the wand?
Yeah. He was. So. He camps to the south. Well, we used to camp up to the north before, the goblins moved up there. So, he's been going out camping more to the south these days. And he'd been gone for like 3 days or so, and he came back and was like, hey, check this out. Every once in a while, he sort of clams up for just one moment and looks around. Well, that is, yeah, every once in a while he finds some stuff and brings it back. Usually, we just sell it to the Gripply, and he knows he's admitting to a crime right now, but is, still shaken up enough to talk about it. And we were just kind of playing around with this before we tried to hawk it. It was just an illusion, man.
What made you think that the wand was an illusion spell?
We tried it, man. We shot at it at one of the rubble buildings, the ones over on the south side of town. We shot at the building and the bolt went straight through it, like it was an illusion, like the kind of thing that old man Kips does over in the market, just throwing the balls that go through the wood, right? I don't know if any of you would recognize a local performer, but that would be someone who who is in the town.
Yeah.
I want to say I potentially might.
You probably would, yeah. Honestly.
If anything, because it's like.
Do I know the building that he's talking about?
Yeah, it's quite literally. No, I'm sorry. Actually, it would be this one here. It's yeah, it's
ones?
yeah. Yeah, they just shot at some of the rock walls and to see what would happen.
Okay.
All right, I might want to try and take a look and see like the residue on that kind of thing. So you and your friend, you go to the south to find things from the ruins all the time, yes?
Not like all the time. I mean, we mostly just go out camping. We went into the North Forest for most of it, but sometimes he likes to go on longer trips, and I don't want to stay out so long,
But you said you got this from the south, correct?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get it, man. I didn't. He brought it back, right?
Tell me who. I don't know if you've already said it. Could you tell me who your friend is? Was he the one that was injured?
Yeah, he's the one that was injured. Yes, exactly.
Right. Okay.
I'll just go with Tanaka.
So he just came. So from what you understand, he came back without. He came back on his own and just showed off the wand to you.
Yeah.
You weren't with him at all.
No.
You tested. You were the one that tested the wand on the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. As he.
Roll me a perception or arcana. Anybody who wants to.
I will do that.
Sure.
13,
Someone could roll
that
for
is
me.
a 27.
27. No wait. 26.
15 base.
No, 27.
27.
Both of us got 27.
Okay. 25 plus lets you know that this kid has sorceress powers that he's not really aware of yet. It's not even quite relevant, but it's enough that he would be able to use a wand, and that's probably all he knows about it.
Okay.
Oh. No, you.
Because wands you normally need to attune to, correct?
Correct. Mm-hmm. Normally, but not normally, but not always. For the type of wands that you're familiar with, you have no idea if you need to attune to this one. You did not properly spend the time attuning it when you tested it. Right.
Right.
As he looks over, he's like, "Did you attempt to attune to the wand beforehand, or do you not have experience with that?"
What's that?
Oh, you have
Okay.
latent magical abilities. That's
What?
how you were able to use the wand at all.
I don't think so. I can just I don't know, just felt how it worked, I just squeezed it and made it work. It's how I've done with the other sort of stuff we found.
And
That was
the other
third.
things that you've done have worked before with the other ones.
Yeah, Tid can't get it to work, but it works for me. That's why I brought it to me.
Yeah, you have.
What's the kid's name again?
Yeah, you have magical capabilities.
What's
Tid
his kid's-
and Tanaka. The one you're talking to, Tanaka, and the other is Tid, Tidd. No, I'm sorry, the other way around. You're talking to Tid, the injured teenager is
Oh.
Tanaka. My bad.
To use this sort of magic item, you need a little bit of a spark to get it going. It doesn't mean that you'll be hurling fireballs in another couple of months or anything, but it does mean that you have some magical ability.
Well, I mean... Okay, That's a
have
good
an
way of
idea.
describing it, though. Like, just sort of, like, put a spark into the wand, and it just does stuff. Or, like, the, He trails off, he trails off into there. That's not just me cutting out, he trails off there.
I would like to trigger predictive
Mhm.
purchase, but I don't know how well this would be permissive to you.
Send it. Tell me about it.
I'll send you a text real quick.
Sure. Anyone else have that wanted to do things while that's being sent?
Not I.
Alright. So,
So
to
I
recap.
just wrote it to him.
Hmm.
I just wrote it to you.
You know what? I could absolutely see you having a wand of prestidigitation just for fastidiousness' sake.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
he would absolutely have it.
So I'm using predictive purchase to pull out a wand of prestidigitation. It's like, could you do me a small favor?
Hmm?
As with a grand flourish, which I imagine would be what, thievery in this system.
Thievery or performance, yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah, I'll go thievery on this one. I'm gonna flick out this wand of prestidigitation and absolutely
Drop it.
freaking botch it with a 13. Oh, sorry, 12. I rolled a 12.
Okay. Okay, you don't drop it, but it's not impressive.
Yeah. Do me a
You-
small
It's
favor.
snagged like halfway out of the pocket, and you go from sleight of hand to struggling to get it out of your pocket, and all of a sudden,
Could you do me a small favor, Tid, and could you try casting with this wand?
Yeah, okay. He looks super nervous in a way that CC understands.
yep,
Don't worry, it's just a prestidigitation wand.
You sure?
Nothing serious.
this one is actually not harmful.
He still points at the floor, and anyone with any sort of Arcana attunement doesn't even need to roll. You can see that very clear as day. They send a spark of energy to through their arm to ignite the triggering weave inside the magic of the wand.
Have you been able to cast magic before you arrived here?
No, still can't. I mean, like, this. I just sort of like get how this works, you know?
I'm going to have to ask. Something of you, if you would permit me.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to take a look at. I would like for you, if you don't mind, could you lift up your shirt for me?
What? Oh, okay.
I'm going
Um,
to look for any markings or tattoos or anything on his body that might have indicated that he's recently been afflicted by something or given him this kind of attunement. That would be a Arcana, Academia check, I guess. Or would that be
I
an
mean,
Arcana check?
honestly, though, you suspect that it's just blood, because that's how sorcery usually is.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's a fair, and he totally would pull his shirt off over his head like a college student, but but I'm just gonna give you that for free. It's most likely
It's
just
sorcery.
it's a teenager whose spark isn't ignited. Based on your experience, actually, well, I guess there'd probably be more. Actually, would this be? This might even be Cost, actually, who might clock this, but probably wild magic. But still, they're not a sorcerer right now.
I'd say get ready for it to happen, because it may just happen.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I'll go talk to, should I talk to the witch or the robot? I mean, the robot can't do anything, but we got the library.
Definitely the witch.
Alright. Gosh, she's creepy, but, I don't want to hurt anyone else.
Yeah, just keep in mind, you want to make sure that if you're mad at someone, that you're not expressing it around them for the time being.
He nods with a solemn gravity that assures you that he understands what you mean.
By the way, just a reminder: this is like a teenager, or
Yep. Yeah, this is a mid-teen. This is a mid to late teenager. Somewhere
Alright.
between 16 and 19. And their friend is behind the door in the what you would effectively know is the equivalency of an urgent care or injury ward.
Speaking of the friend, we should go and visit them.
Yeah, let's do that.
I just have
we're
one
gonna go speak
question.
to the friend.
Sorry. Do you knock or do you just walk in?
I think we're gonna knock.
yeah. If there's a door, then yeah.
I was gonna say to Tib. That is
Mhm.
Tib, right?
Tid, yeah.
Tid. I'm gonna say to Tid. I would say for the time being, it might be best if you spoke to the witch about your sudden magical acuity. I think you're going to need to consider getting some practice and training in, at least
Yeah.
to figure out what's been going on with you. But I would also recommend against I would recommend against casting spells from wands that you're not entirely familiar with. At least not
Mhm.
until you have a better understanding of them.
No,
Magic
I
has
get
a
that
tendency
now.
to fire off in ways we can't possibly predict.
Hmm.
I'm gonna take my prestidigitation wand back.
Oh, they set it down as soon as they cast it. They were not comfortable with that. I'm actually kind of surprised that CC allowed that to happen. That soon after trauma, try asking them to cast another spell through a wand. I am... I played that out as best I could, but I'm sorry.
She bit her tongue at that bit, but
Yeah. That boy's got trauma.
when everybody else is going towards the back room, Cece will stay behind for a moment longer so that she can have a moment with him,
Yeah.
a little bit more privately, as
Yeah.
someone who more understands what he's gone through.
Honestly, I kind of wanted.
She'll put one hand on his shoulder and just says, "It's fine if you don't want to use magic. You don't need to just because you're born with it. But it can also be good to learn more about it. at least. In a safe place.
Mm-hmm. He nods, and there's a very AMAB thing of trying to hold back tears because you're not supposed to cry. And that they're expressing now. But they nod silently. You are greeted at the door to the emergency room by a lady who just looks at you and looks behind her and to catch the eye. As soon as with the door open part way, you can see inside the room. There are 7 cots, only one of which has somebody else in it who appears to be asleep, plus this child who is lying in another. There are 2 people who you can probably presume to be the kid's parents, standing over their child and weeping. Who wants to roll medicine? Not soba, just because this is a. Alright.
Just straight up not soba. My god.
Yeah.
I think that's an 18, just to check. Yeah.
Well, soba, you'll understand exactly why immediately. Because this is a cultural medicine thing. It is not a good sign that they allow the parents to be in this room next to the child. That's something that wouldn't be mirrored in Soba's culture, you know.
Okay.
That's why. It's not about the medicine. It's about they're letting the parents in here just to see him.
Well, I mean, I got an 18.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what you have learned. That is the information that you've learned.
Okay. Would Soba have told us something like this? Because I feel like I can't really know this. But oh well. I am a well-read individual, I guess.
Yeah, I mean you've probably been to many hospitals.
Yeah. The next trip they punch your card again, you get a free ice cream.
That's perfect. That is perfect. That's perfectly leading it back into his character.
Mm-hmm.
Although, even though I don't think I've been in her particular one, I might have read about her culture in a hospital while I was in a hospital.
Oh my god.
That's the reason that I think there's a misunderstanding here. I'm really like
Mayhaps.
to address really quick.
Please.
It is like the reason that we couldn't have Soba check is because Soba's culture does not match up with the culture of like this hospital. It's closer to our expectations. Is why Flicker was rolling.
Yeah. Flicker would know that usually next of kin don't get to see somebody who's in the ER unless it's to say goodbye.
Ooh.
I was leaving that last part unsaid for that to be, for that to be discovered, but that's the situation that you're looking at.
That's normally what I think of when other people are there.
Yeah, I thought that was more clear, and I apologize for that it wasn't.
No. It's just like because, it's like an immediate tragedy, so it's like I figured they'd be there regardless. So.
Well, over here, usually, if there's an emergent situation, parents do not get let in until things are stabilized. That's yeah.
I am.
A lot of emotion in the room can lead to distraction and then cause more harm.
Mm-hmm. And the space to work for the doctors to work.
Mm-hmm.
At any rate, that's the situation that you walked into.
For that other kid, I was considering giving him a toy, but then it's like, oh, he's a teenager, he probably won't get a toy.
Yeah. Pardon me.
Not sure about this one.
This one's a little bit older, like 19-ish, but older teen. You know. How do you proceed? They are lying prone. Their parents are in the room.
Like, I guess Flicker or Lack, we do the whole cough thing to indicate that we're coming in. To essentially tell them,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
we are here to examine why your child is dying, kind of thing.
That is maybe not in that manner.
No,
Maybe not those words.
No, those were not words that were used. That is the tone of the ahem.
Hello, doomed exploration squad. We have come in to see why your doomed child is dead and how we can prevent other childs from the inevitable
why are you-
demise.
Why are you giving this mock voice a Russian accent when
my
at
God.
best I'm trying to do a British thing?
So I'm just imagining Soba shakes her head, just completely disapproving of the hospital, like, stupid doctors. Jades? Everyone know for necrotic damage you use emeralds. Stupid. And where is the pickle juice?
All right. Anyway, how I would like to approach this
Mm-hmm.
properly is I walk in and I say, excuse me, I terribly sorry for the interruption, but do you have a moment for us to speak with your I assume it's the mother that's speaking to this child?
Mm-hmm. Speaking at the child might be a better, more apt way of saying it.
Yeah, she's probably like giving a chastising of sorts.
No.
Oh,
No.
well, now
She's
I'm an
cr-
asshole.
The child is not doing well.
Oh man, I completely misinterpreted. When you said like she was talking to the child and I walked in, I was just thinking I had the incorrect implication of
Yeah.
what would your father think? You coming in here and making yourself go unconscious once again.
Then I'm going to add something to it and say that she's talking to the child and apologizing for things that
No.
for things she probably doesn't need to apologize for.
What's the name of the child again?
Donica.
Tanaka.
Okay, thank
Mhm.
you. All right, there we go. Alrighty, I say to the mother, is Tonica in enough of a condition to have a conversation? We're trying to look into how this all came to be.
No, I don't think he is. And now that you're close enough, you can look over and Tanaka's breathing is heavy and labored, and their eyes are closed.
I wish Speak with Dead existed, because then also what needs to do is wait like an hour.
Wow. Wow.
I'm not gonna,
Oh my.
that is. I'm sorry, but that is both your character answer and a Flicker answer.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna be like, hey, Soba, anything you can do?
Soba
A bit.
look, Soba is great doctor. Lapsed necromancer. Sometimes dead is better.
Do you say that out loud?
You know what? I don't think Soba would think. Yeah, because Soba is still very desensitized to death. So yeah, no, I don't think she would clock that. That's the wrong thing to say.
When
The mother is going to
somehow-
burst into tears, and the father is going to take her in his arms and glare at you and say, "I think you should leave."
Wow, and even when Soba out flickered Flicker.
As I give like a quiet like of disapproval at the words that were said, but I give a nod and take a step out. Gonna give a I'm gonna, in my last attempt, as we're about to leave the room, I take a glance back and I'm going to trigger That's Odd.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'll get much from it, but it's fine if I don't.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide. You know what? Roll me a luck. Roll me luck.
Oh no. All right,
Flat
ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Magus Serling rolls a 2. Place your bets. Place your bets. Here we go. Whoosh. That is a 19.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
I want you to take a glance at these at the stream view for one moment.
Oh.
This is your hint.
Okay. I'm looking at the stream. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong stream view. Hold on, I got 2 streams open. Okay, now I'm looking at the stream view. The cartography stuff. Okay. I'm gonna go to the cartography stone because that is an entirely plausible way that we might be able to figure out how the child had done his thing and where he had gone, because none of us have gone to the south.
Can we take the
we
child
don't
to
go
the cartography stone?
we don't go there. We don't talk about the South.
Well, we haven't gone to the south yet. It's like the one area we haven't done any kind of expeditions
We
towards yet.
we get to go to the poisonous marsh. Finally.
So, let's head to the cartography stone and take a glance if there was any updates, because I was not under the impression if Child would have interacted with cartography stone.
I
Hence
mean,
why I didn't
if
even
they're out there
consider it.
exploring, why wouldn't they?
Well, why would they come back to the cartography stone and report that they were out in a place where they shouldn't have been, grabbing objects they shouldn't have been, selling things that they shouldn't have been?
Because it doesn't record that kind of information about who put the...
It doesn't record who gave the information, it just updates.
It updates
True.
when somebody who rests their hand on it.
True. But
So-
at the same
so-
time, wouldn't
Something.
that,
It
wouldn't that get people
appears.
suspicious? Wouldn't that have gotten people suspicious of, oh, look, there's all this new information down there. Where did this come from? We've got no reports on it.
There is
Well, why don't
information
we all...
on there. There is new information on there. There are a handful of tendrils, if you will, that go a little bit to the south.
Well, yeah, now. I'm just saying that, like, I'm speaking of this from the kids' point of view of, like, I would have assumed that they would not have been reporting their expeditions of them going places where they weren't supposed to. You know what I mean?
But there's also not really like an armed guard standing over the stone.
Yeah.
I know. Again, this is just
Soba, like, kinda raises
this is
her
just
hand and
my
Mhm.
incorrect.
So I have 2
assumptions.
questions. 1, why not make boy touch stone? 2, does stone work on dead thing?
Oh, I was just going to ask both of those.
I mean, you can still talk to Tid to clarify, but
Oh no.
Yeah, Cece was actually going to talk to Tid one more time on our way out, briefly.
he's still sitting
It was
exactly where he
more-
was.
Yeah, it was more like she's offering him, if he would like to, basically an apprenticeship of sorts.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like, a place that he can have something to do, like something productive to do on a regular basis, and she can try to help him come to grips with his magic.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. That might help me out. Do you think I can help people, or is this kind of magic just, you know?
You can absolutely help people.
Okay.
It's all a tool. Is just a tool. It's all how you use it.
Yeah. All right. Magus, do you want to ask me any questions? You want?
No, I don't have questions for the moment. I was going to let Cece do this one.
Okay, doke.
Yeah, she wasn't going to ask any questions. It was just that she was offering
Mm-hmm.
to help in what ways that she's able to.
Okay,
Mhm.
so then I'll ask, can you show us on the cartography stone where you guys were?
Yeah, sure. Gets up and walks with you. Yeah, one sec. He puts his hand out on the stone, and a little bit more to the south is filled in. Just one trip's worth. But it doesn't go that far away from what was already explored. He looks up at you and says, I don't know if Tanaka actually did this yet. He was the one who explored more deep. See these here and that there? And he points to some of the interesting tendrils that go off in of the town. That's all. And that's him. No, those were his expeditions. But that one was 3 weeks ago, and this one was a month and a half. Like I said, every once in a while he just goes off with his backpack and comes back later. I met him down where those 3 statues are, you know? I met him there, and we walked back to town together.
You know, I still can't get over the fact that you literally just made a RTS Fog of War mini map.
I didn't make this, one of you did.
Oh.
That's
wait,
one of
what?
your creations. I don't remember who, honestly, but that's one of your works. That was one of the things that you guys
Yeah,
added
that
to the
was
town.
when we were making the town.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
This
swear-
might
I
be
swear to
yours.
God. No. No. I don't know why, but I do not remember anyone coming up with for some reason. I remember.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
I remember the
remember.
houses, the businesses, all that, but I don't remember who came up with the cartography stone, and it's bothering me because it does seem like an idea I would come up with, but at the same time, it's like also feels like I wasn't creative enough to come up with it, or it just feels way too blatantly like, ooh, it's Fog of War stone. That would be cool. Which is also very possible with me.
Like a lot of things in this town that are iconic are things that you guys have come up with. The Knife Point Market, the Forge and Freeze building, the Wizard Loft, Granny Biscuits was you guys as well, and the cartography phone. Yeah.
I know.
The witch.
I know. I came up with the tavern, which I know I came up with the tavern, and what else?
So
administrative building. Yeah, no, it was the administrative building.
there is an unrecorded expedition to wherever this was found that requires someone to place their hand on the cartography stone.
I'm sorry, say that again?
According to Tid, Tanaka had not gone back to the cartography stone yet, because he met him south of town, and this happened as they were going through town. They met south of town, tested out the rod here in town. this is where the injury occurred.
Hmm.
So what
All
you're
right.
saying is, we gotta get him to that stone before they expire.
That's the thing though. I'm gonna look at the cartography stone real quick,
Mm-hmm.
and based off of the updates, is there a way that I can tell how recent the changes were?
Not
In
without
any
someone.
feasible way.
No. Not without context that's given by people who did it, and Tanaka took pride in his expeditions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and it's for
And-
the just because you have the question written in the Discord, because I feel like I'm understanding a situation that's not conveyed quite
Go ahead.
all the way through. So Tonica has been like updating the cartography stone every trip, and just hasn't recorded the trip that he most recently took yet.
Correct.
okay.
Is what's going on.
Yes. And
Yeah,
Tid showed you some of the other lines that were Tanaka's and dated them for you. Dated them at 3 weeks and a month and a half, but not the most recent trip.
Well,
so I
now
have
we've got the awkward thing of, as I look over to Cece, do we try to convince their parents if we get them to update the thing while they're unconscious, and is that even possible?
I think it's in horrid taste and would put his life in jeopardy.
I completely agree with you.
I actually have a question. Can we move the cartography stone?
No.
We definitely can.
The
Well, no,
the gazebo was built around the cartography stone.
So,
Right, but
I
my
asked.
question.
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead, GD. What's up? What was the question?
Well, the thing is, did they just build it around it because it was just straight up too heavy, or it's because it's like an immovable rod situation?
It was there when the town was built, same as the knife point itself.
There is magic to it that we don't understand, and we don't want to risk breaking it.
Because my question here is like, well, so Soba could probably just lift up the bed that the kid's in. The kid wouldn't have to move at all.
Yeah, she could. I mean, I did ask a question earlier. I don't know if it came through, but like,
Oh, sorry. Go
does
ahead.
someone need to see-
Go ahead.
okay, my Discord died like in the middle of that again. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on.
I didn't catch what you said. What was your question?
Does someone need to be alive when they touch the stone, or could we just
I
huck
was
a
also
corpse
gonna
at it?
ask that. I was actually gonna. That was gonna be my second question, actually.
Roll me streetwise or equivalent thereof.
I mean, would this not be an occult thing? It has to do with the dead.
No, it's a question of what you've heard from other people in town.
Oh.
You don't. The workings of the cartography stone are completely foreign to you. This is something that you would have to have heard through hearsay or rumor.
Would society be enough?
Yeah, society would work.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will.
Okay, so that's an 18 from me then.
Okay.
That's 14, 18 for me as well.
Well, luckily, 15 was target number, so you know. It has been tried, and it does not work with the deceased.
Okay, we're
What
bringing
about the-
that kid. We're bringing that kid here. Also, go ahead.
Okay, I shall go to see. I shall go to treat a child, and it just starts walking towards the hospital.
I don't think that we should do that. If anything, I feel like we should be trying to help with his condition if we can.
So,
I would
Soba
agree with
points at her.
that, but
Oh,
what
I-
would we even be? Sorry, go ahead, Soba.
sorry, I was gonna say. Soba points to the spiral on her forehead and go like, "Soba could try horn."
It would be worth trying.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that is. I mean, if I mean, yeah. To be fair, we have. My first go-to is to usually try, but I figured this was like a way too serious thing.
Not to
But yeah, magical. I keep forgetting magical face horn. Sure.
not to draw attention to the elephant in the room, but would Tonika's parents even allow you close to them now?
They cannot
I'm-
stop Soba.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was gonna say. Yeah, they can't stop her.
I'm just gonna make one statement, if I may.
Yeah.
You have seen the benefit and potential downfall in this very campaign of having people respect you.
Mm-hmm. Would you at least let me have a conversation with them before we try to do this?
Soba can do this.
Okay, that's all I ask for.
Hey, for whatever it's worth, I think Tonika would have wanted it there, like, you know, his last sign. What he did, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he was really proud of that, you know. You are still standing next to Tid, just as a reminder.
Yeah, no, we're aware. We have a tendency to talk over others. We are aware of their existence within our presence.
Yeah, no, that's just their response.
Well, we will attempt to make sure to respect their wants then.
Yeah.
But first, let's go and try and save them.
Mm-hmm.
By light of
See-
moon, be cured.
So, I don't usually ask for marching order, but I feel like it's relevant here, you know?
Oh,
I will go first.
Yeah.
I think it's Roralac, like, then Sprig.
Commence social combat.
Soba cast compliment on man. Nice tie. Did your mother do it for you? Crap, rolled one.
You know, I have a... Jay, there's... I think I told you I want to show old machinimas for one of the
Mm-hmm.
community nights. This just reminded me of one. Every time we do social combat. Anyway.
Hey, Liv, want to hear a really good trans joke?
Yeah.
Nice name. Did your mom pick it out for you?
It was actually my sister.
I hit people with that. I hit people like that. All the time, that exact explicit one.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm also partial to nice gender loser. You went with default?
Okay, that was much better, honestly.
Oh, wait,
No, I'm
Rolac.
sorry. This is such a. I'm sorry, but this is such a stupid thing to get like mad about. But there are so many animated conservative shows complaining about this
Oh my
stuff,
God.
and not once did they pull that joke. I would have given them a modicum of small credit for that. That shit would have actually made me laugh.
Because that's like a pro-trans joke. Like that's like the kind of joke that trans people tell because it's funny. You know, like
Yeah, but you know that there is some chud that made a TV show about a guy working a shop class who said I was mocked by
gosh.
trans people when I was a kid, and that kid would have pulled out that zinger and would have obliterated any sort of respect that kid would have had. I would have deserved it.
I'm just surprised we haven't heard the helicopter one. That's what
like
I'm most
no, that's
surprised.
their
Okay.
default. Like
That's their
honestly,
default.
I could
That is their
I could do an entire stream on why conservatism and humor are simply incompatible. Like
Oh, I've seen
Big Joel beat you to that one, Jade. Big Joel
No,
beat you
word?
to that like 4 years ago.
No.
Yeah.
I
Fair on.
could actually discuss that with you after all of this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I will also.
multiple videos on this exact fucking.
Can I give a small thing real quick about one of those shows that Magus talked about? Mr.
Talk about the new
Bircham.
norm.
If we must.
Mr. Bircham. Hang
If we
on a
must.
minute.
Bircham, okay.
There is no way there is not a gay person on that thing that just hates his job. Because I watched a few episodes of Mr. Bircham because I like watching the bad
really
dude.
don't want to go too much more into this.
Yeah,
Let's
I feel
not
like
talk
There
about
is-
it right
Yeah,
now.
it's
There's a gay love plot. That's the thing, and it's so funny, but not for the way
So-
they think.
Not for the stream.
Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry.
Another time, probably.
We can do it immediately after.
Rodolak, you are walking into the room.
Yes.
We're just
I'm
gonna cut
walking
straight
into
to
the
that.
room.
All right, there we
I'm
go.
gonna I'm going to approach the parents, and I'm going to say, I hate to interrupt, but I would like to discuss something with you in regards to your son.
The father motions out the door and walks out, or not out the door rather, but to a far side of the room rather, and walks over there, leaving his wife over the child.
First off, I would like to apologize for the inelegance of one of my colleagues. Their relationship with death is complicated, to say the least. However, it is with that relationship that they have a potential means to bring your child back from the brink of death. But we would need the consent of both parents before we would even consider such a thing. What we would be doing is that I'm going to list out how we would be doing this sort of thing, and then I continue to express that it is also by doing this that we would be able to get to the bottom of how this had come to pass in the first place and ensure that it would never happen again to another child that might be.
We know how it came to pass. That miscreant shot him.
And that miscreant would not have been enabled to do so had he had known the dangers of what they were getting themselves into. It's better for them to have been informed about it. All I ask is for my colleague to attempt the ritual to help rescue your child, and for us to have a conversation with him afterwards.
You think it'll work?
And we'll be dealing with the fallout of that with Tid, as is through the proper procedure.
You think you can save him?
I'm going to roll my diplomacy.
Mm-hmm.
This realm is one of wonders and mysteries and miracles. Perhaps you can have faith in one more. 18.
Are you interested in me rolling it?
I am, yes. I would love to do that. Because, wow!
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now would be a good moment for that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, folks. Channel all of your faith in me as not in my faith as a roller, but in my faith in your faith in me as a role player.
Oh boy, I don't know.
Here we go.
I believe.
Hey.
Nice.
Hey, there we go.
Hey.
I'm not going to channel that energy more than necessary because that was an important role and I don't want to spoil that whole thing. So 18, so that is a 31.
Okay. Let me go grab Marge and we'll step outside for a few minutes.
goes in, and then for a brief moment, Rowan mutters to himself, "Her name is Marge."
He goes over to his wife, puts his arm around her, and you can overhear him say that some other doctors are going to look at him in hopes that they might be able to save his life, and leads her out of the room before she can, without drawing any attention to the rest of your party. You now, with the blessing of the nurse who is present during all of this, mind, you now have reign to do as you wish.
So, first thing that Soba's gonna do, Soba is going to just go over to the kid and like immediately just the unicorn horn just... Okay. Everybody, Soba going to try very hard. Cover eyes, but get bright. It just goes and just like taps the kid with the unicorn horn. And I'm gonna cast the 3...
Hold on.
The 3
Hold
action
on.
heal.
Hold
Sorry.
on.
Blah, blah,
I have-
blah, blah.
I have so many questions right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, hello.
I want you to tell me the nature of the horn.
Why is it coming up now? I've used this like 7 times.
Yeah,
I know, and we've discussed it before, but now I
Oh.
specifically want to talk about it because now it's
Okay.
more relevant than just is heal wound, right?
Oh, okay.
Now I want to talk about the nature of the horn specifically as it yes.
So
its
Soba
power
got
source
the
and all that.
horn. So Soba got the horn when CC blew up God. The blood rain, a single drop landed in the middle of Soba's head, and
Mhm.
it created a small tattoo the same color of a spiral. When she focuses her energy, a unicorn horn sprouts from her forehead and can produce life energy. Or
Tell me-
sorry.
Tell me in divine terminology where your power source comes from.
I don't know enough about Galarian. I would say that it is more. So necromancers, they tap into like pure death, right? Death, decay, etc.
Yes.
Soba's horn. Sorry.
Well,
So-
yeah.
Sorry. The Discord delay is really bad for me right now. I'm very sorry.
I was just
So
going to
am I-
clarify that necromancers tap into thanaturgic energy, which is the omnipresent energy of death that does flow through all things in some small amount. Yes.
Yeah. So, am I right in assuming that liquid was basically just the juice they used to make the Gripply wish crystals?
Yes.
Unless we've already figured that one out. Okay. So
You figured
in
that
that
out.
moment, in that moment, when the drop landed on Soba's forehead, it tapped into her innermost wish to be the opposite of what she was raised to be, a beacon of life. And so this horn grew, and it tapped her into, the direct opposite of thaumaturgic energy, the just pure life force of the universe.
Okay.
If that exists, I'm assuming that exists because opposites and stuff.
Yeah, it's non-divine radiance, in effect, right?
Yeah,
It
just like life as a concept. Yes.
Life as a concept, almost in more of a, in more of a druidic sense.
Kind of, yeah. Like to make a reference that does not connect super well at first glance. If you think the light in Destiny,
Never played
anywhere
it.
the travel. Okay, well, anywhere the traveler goes, even if it's a dead planet, it starts sprouting up life. Like Mars is like heavily forested because the traveler went there first, and that's like the kind of energy, like life itself. Yeah, I guess kind of druid, but like not so much nature as it is the thing behind that.
So you're going
Kind
full
of.
Princess Mononoke then?
Full Princess Mononoke. Oh, why did I not say Mononoke first? You are a big weeb.
I am the queen of all anime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
How can I phrase this? How
Mhm.
innate is your connection to the horn?
I'm sorry. What is my connection to the horn?
Innate. How fundamental to your being is the horn?
Well,
You
it was
see,
a
like a
wish.
sorcerer, it
Oh,
has
yeah.
magic flowing through their very lifeblood itself, whereas a wizard studies it and can manipulate it, though it isn't a part of their soul so much as it is something that they can manipulate. There's
Okay, I
a
get
distinct
it.
difference between the two.
Yeah, I would say that this one is more like it is a part of her soul because it's manifested from her deepest wish, and I feel like that
Mhm.
would do something with the soul stuff. So it's like a
Okay.
direct part of her kind of thing.
Lastly, tell me what skill you would use for this, and explain why. And if you just say medicine because it's healing, I will throw you out of window.
Nature because it's no.
I will bite you.
I was gonna say nature sounds appropriate here, but
But no, this is philosophical. You know, we're building up to things here. You know.
From a philosophical perspective, I would say that it would be. I think it would be nature actually, because it is Soba's rejection of the death worshipping place she came from to try and embrace life. Like that feels like something which it's kind of like becoming in tune with the natural world by discarding that old toxic mindset.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Roll the first check.
Okay. That is a 14 Ghost Rider plus my nature. That's 24.
24.
Yeah.
You pour your energy into the horn. You pour your spirit and your soul into the horn. And you touch and you're touching it to the wound or to their heart.
To the heart, because that's where the soul is usually.
You know, a lot of different cultures have different definitions of where the soul is. For some, it's the head. That's where the center of being is, where you look out of, where you experience the world visually. For others, it's the heart, the center of the chest, the center of emotion, the center of prominence of expression. For others yet, it's the belly button, the place, the core of your body, the center of balance, and the part in which you were connected to your mother at some point. You chose heart?
Yeah.
Very well. Roll your second check.
Oh boy.
Joe.
That is a 19.
Oh, nice.
Total or
Plus
on the die?
29,
Okay.
sorry.
Good. You can feel the energy of the attack, but you're not sure if you can reverse it. Simply because it is difficult to grasp the nature of it. To cancel it out, you must invert the attack, but to do so may change you.
Are you willing to do this for this child?
Are you willing to sacrifice a part of yourself for this child?
Soba must protect little ones.
Roll your final check.
Come on. Yo, let's go! That's a natural 20, natural 30, baby! Let's go!
Wow! Yes!
Wow.
Nerd dice moments.
Three high
Love it.
rolls, ending
I
it
am-
with a nat 20. That is
This group getting 3 high rolls in a row. Are you kidding me?
Right?
This This dice, Sai, my partner, got it for me for my birthday. This is my lucky dice. This little
Apparently.
bronze thingy landed directly on a 20. It's great. Love that. Got dragon on it. It's great. I love it.
You are able to not stop, but to cut off where it is. You can sort of magically cauterize the area. The part that is affected will need to be removed, but you have managed to save their life. It will take a lot of recovery. It will take a lot of time, but they will survive. I want you to tell me, document everything on your person that is made of metal.
Well, Soba's sword. The spooky ingot. I think that's it. Soba does, I guess, like a few belt buckles. I think, like, that's Soba mostly just wears leather and uses natural equipment.
Any metal that you touch burns, including your sword.
Oh! Someone's gonna have to just throw it really hard. Just, God, it hurt.
It just wedges into a wall.
I shall call you Durandal. I will come back for you in about 3,000 years.
Well, good thing one of her weapons has the boomerang property.
Maybe that's what Durandal had on it. Like, it had the returning rune and just somewhere, I forgot his name now. It's his friend. Roland, thank you. Roland, just like, his skeleton just raises his hand and it just starts flying towards him wherever he is.
You know, if Roland's back, all I gotta say is about time, you know?
Yeah. Him and King Arthur, they're gonna need both of them. Wait, does the spooky ingot burn?
Yes.
Oh, that's not good. It's spooky.
Well, so long as you don't, touch it with your bare hands, it should be good.
Soba shall wear gloves, yes!
But yes.
I can make you some gloves. I've made plenty of gloves.
Please. No one ever made gloves in Soba's size. Size 42.
Soba,
Yes.
you have received a gift. If you, at any point, wish to reject it, you will be able to touch metal again, and you will lose the horn and the part of your soul that it is connected to forever.
Oh.
So, out of curiosity, her holding metal, how much damage is it?
I'll figure that out later. The short answer is it's not damage, it's inability to function. It's more like disadvantage if you are touching metal.
So how thick do the gloves need to be? Jade?
I'll figure out the crunch later. This is not how I
Okay, yeah.
This is not how I expected you guys to go about this sequence.
Let's go. You forgot that you forgot that I'm a unicorn, didn't you?
No, I didn't think it was going to work. I was expecting this to be, we need to convince the parents to let them just drag them to this comatose boy to the cartography stone before they expire. This is a different angle than I had written for, and I'm allowing it.
Yeah.
Well, no. If we have magical healing, we are going to use magical healing first, and if that don't work, then we drag the boy over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if the description of your power is why it worked. If you had not given a description that would resonate with that, if you had said, if you hadn't made it as connected to you as in a core part of you, you would not have been able to control it enough to be able to turn back something that is foreign to you, to turn back a creeping infection of death that would have been beyond you if this didn't play out the way it did. And I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting it to fail, to be blunt, but no. You have succeeded
Hooray.
against all odds.
So you said it's
Hooray,
a gift,
that's
but
right.
it sounds like I've only heard the downsides. What's the good part?
Oh, you'll learn in time.
I mean,
Oh,
child
no.
is away. I mean, child lives.
Yeah.
I would say that's good.
Yeah, first part is that the kid's alive. The
Yeah,
rest you'll
Silva
learn in
lives-
time.
Yeah.
Soba
Well-
lifts her horn away and she goes, "Behold, boy is healed. Soba is true doctor. Everyone here is quack but Soba. Very proud of doctoral background."
I feel like Soba would definitely call a quack a duck instead of
Yes.
a quack.
Oh, yeah. Everyone here is duck but Soba.
I love that.
Yeah, that is on par.
The nurse will so I assume that you are appropriately triumphant right now, correct? Yes.
Yes, like fist pumps, like yes. Replace these gemstones with amethyst now. That.
The nurse leaves the room for a few seconds and comes back with a doctor who rushes over to inspect the child. Yeah, she pulls out a stethoscope and some other magical doctor tools that I'm not going to worry about figuring out the mechanics of right now, and is just absolutely jaw dropped.
Oh, man.
What did you do?
Soba did real medicine. Soba used crystals and resonance and connection to the divine, like real doctor. Antibiotics were like anti-cryotics.
She was
I
magic.
will. Point of order. I don't think Soba would say that it's a connection to the divine. It's a connection
Oh
to
no, I
life.
don't think.
Yeah, just
Yeah, connection to life itself.
She used magic.
Soba is magnificent unicorn.
we tried. Well, it seems to have stabilized. No, we tried every form of magic and every divine spell that we had. This is incredible. You've performed a miracle. Thank you. Nurse, go tell
So-
the family. Keep them out there for now. We still need to stabilize. We'll still need to make sure that they're going to, be able to pull through, but I think they're in a good position now. This is impossible. They've completely lost focus on you. Are entirely focused on taking vitals on different parts and doing an analysis, both physical and metaphysical.
So since I assume we're gonna leave soon, in order
Yeah.
to let it child recover.
Oh.
I do, just because it feels right. Flicker does leave one of them. He doesn't make them as often as he does the little clockwork things that he normally does always. But he does leave a stuffed animal. He always makes stuffed animals for stuff like this. Next to the kid. I know it's like a teen or whatever, but hugging stuffed animals helps the healing process, he's discovered.
The nurse comes and tells you to let the doctor do her work and kind of helps gently shuffles you out of the room. Do you say anything to the parents?
I
No.
think it's best if Soba delivers.
Congratulations, it's a boy.
Congratulations, it's still boy, and lose 5 pounds. Miracle worker. PMI is at least 18 now.
I apologize. I'm starting to lose it a little bit. It is 90 degrees in my office right now.
Ooh,
Yeah,
ouch.
me too.
No,
Me
we're
too.
wrapping soon. This is the
Yeah,
you
I was
know.
gonna say, I hope we're wrapping soon because it's like, my plan was to wake up an hour before the stream and eat something and down a Red Bull. not Red Bull, but a Monster. That was my plan.
No,
Goodness, defeating a monster before stream? That's a pretty impressive.
They build them different over there.
True.
Mhm.
It's Eastern Europe. What would you expect? Although technically, I think we're Central Europe, but
yeah. Middle
Well,
Eastern
enough.
Europe. Wait, no, not that sounds weird.
Well, I mean, we essentially are the Middle Eastern. of
Yeah.
Europe,
Do you say anything? Sorry, just to wrap on talking to the parents.
No.
Not at the moment.
Okay.
We're glad.
Yeah.
We're glad the child is not dead. This is.
We can. It'll probably be another day or two before that they're, conscious at best. Before that you can, be in a position to be able to move them. But, yeah, if they can make it to the cartography stone, it will give you an exact map of where they found it.
Good.
And that was the core of the puzzle that that I wanted to try to play out here. Is I don't know. I like how this session went. I'm happy with it. That was not supposed to happen. That was absolutely not supposed to happen.
So powerful.
These are words that you tell yourself a lot.
No, it's not this true though.
Like, they should not have blown up that temple with all the blood magic stones. We did it anyway because we were not aware, because we momentarily forgot. Oh, that's...
You see, making and detonating a thermobaric charge was not a war crime because it saved a child's life.
Hooray!
Insert children cheering sound effect.
That was good. That was so good though.
It was.
Yeah.
I liked saving children.
The challenge was exactly as you guys had initially expected. As it was intended to be. Once you figured out, the only realistic way of figuring out where it came from with detail was going to be how do you manage that? Somewhere between CC saying we don't manage that, no, and Soba saying grab the kid, bring him over here. That's exactly the dynamic I wanted you guys to deal with. I knew you guys wouldn't have too much trouble figuring out the staff, right? I know this party. I know that figuring out what the staff does and how it works. Yeah, I knew you guys were going to be on top of that.
I'm surprised you said Soba bring the child over and not like Flicker telling Soba to bring the child over.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Flicker has a good paternal instinct,
Yeah.
Also, you're getting a bit robot right now, just so you know. You might need to reconnect GD.
We've also got background noise coming through too. Like ourselves echoing back from your end.
How do you guys feel about the session?
I thought it went great. I did kind of laugh where you were like, I was like, hey, I might be like a little bit distracted with a little bit of work, but I'll be here. I'll be doing my best. And like, oh, okay, cool. That's all right. You don't have to worry too much.
Yep.
Now it is time for murder mystery. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
My apologies to your schedule.
You absolutely did that on purpose.
I really didn't. I wrote this story like I wrote this story
I know,
hours
I
ago.
know.
Oh my god.
I wanted to say, Flicker does
Yeah.
have that decent paternal instinct, but he's still Flicker. He'll still be like,
True.
practical. Well, if this child has to die, it has to die for a purpose, and that purpose is preventing other children from dying. Which is why he suggested that Soba not move him, but move the bed that he's in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He doesn't like
I'm
to do this, but he has to make this choice.
Yeah.
And he makes a choice that will prevent more death.
and it's a party conflict, right? Like, you know, Cece's I knew would be opposed to that, and I know that, and by design, Cece already had a hard day in seeing something a bit too close to her own trauma play out. So I figured that was going to be affecting her, response to the situation. I'm happy with how I crafted this as a DM, basically.
Thankfully,
He was
Soba
well
took
done.
that. Thankfully, Soba took that conflict.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which
No,
I'm
the
not saying
metaphysical
it wouldn't
part.
have been. Which is not. I'm not saying it wouldn't have been interesting. I'm just saying. Well, that's
Mhm.
avoided.
But yeah, the metaphysical part is important to that, because it comes down to like natures of magic and the way they interact. Like if you had a more of a wizard style control over it, where it was more intellectual in thought, and you would have had to have given up it to be able to save them. It wouldn't have been able. It wouldn't have been either a blessing or a neutral. You would have had to have used all the power of the horn and sacrificed the horn and passed all 3 checks to be able to save the kid. Was how I wrote it out once I realized what you were going to try to do with it.
Yeah.
But because you had of the narrative angle, that worked a lot. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. Go check out Clutch, and we'll be here in 2 weeks. I've gonna be going trying some more Dissidia on tomorrow, and next week Monday is gonna be game dev stream about Spirit Island, doing instance-based testing, followed by doing some actual play testing on a new spirit with Sprig and Bucket Lamp,
Yeah.
who's not present at the moment. Yeah. Anyone else have things they want to plug before?
I might finally be able to finish Baldur's Gate 3 tomorrow.
Hey.
Gonna boulder all
I
those
have-
gates.
I mean, my arm I can actually use now for the most part, so I'm going to be playing things other than Final Fantasy 14. That's good. Get back to like an actual stream schedule.
I
Ooh.
guess I can plug the game.
I still got ahead to you in game, by the way.
I guess I can try
Oh
plugging.
yeah.
Check out Dying Blade if you like cutscenes that you get from that.
Your mic is exploding, GD.
Oh my god.
Your mic is actually detonating right now.
Hello, is this better?
There you go. That's better.
Yep.
There we go.
You're normal again
Uh,
now.
If it, I guess my plug would be since it's coming up in like a month or in 2 or 3 months, Dying Breed, I guess. I'm doing the cutscenes on it, and they're not just CGI, they're FMV on top of it. At least as much as FMV we could afford.
Fair.
And I'll plug that once we're a little bit closer to that, I guess.
Yeah. Magus, I think I stole your thunder by plugging Clutch again, but anything else? Sorry.
No, it's it's
Nah.
fine. Please, I strongly recommend you watch Clutch. We got the first episode. The second episode will be around soon, once life allows me to take a breather in 5 or 6 seconds.
God, that's a mood.
At some point. I mean, I don't know if that'll happen anytime soon, but I will be That's the first thing I'm going to do once I finish working on episode 3, The Sojourn, which season 2 of that is coming out this August.
Sounds great.
So be on the lookout for that. I hope you all have a good day. Thank you for watching.
Thank you all for joining the High Roll episode of this series,
So,
and
the
we'll return to our
only-
regular scheduled programming next week. Next time, in 2 weeks.
This is the only stream. This is the only stream where I get to roll above a 10. I swear.
Girl, you earned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the most appropriately timed nat 20. Like, there have been multiple nat 20s that have been like nicely timed, but that one was the most nicely timed.
Absolutely amazing. Loved it.
All right. Cheers, friends.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.